Welcome to Brickle. What do we call this? Southern 305 edition, because we're as big as New York City. We got 2 studios.
Yep.
And as always, my tag team partners.
Your boy Fresh.
Dom Luker.
And Fresh, who's this?
Special guest today. We know who you are. They don't know who you are.
I don't know who this guy is.
Tell who you are.
My name is Dylan Latham. I'm like a Looksmaxx creator. I've been doing this for 6 years now. I started when I was 15. I'm 21. And yeah, I'm here to talk about my opinions.
So it's funny. I saw Clav blow up, and obviously you see where he's at now, killing it. And you said you were doing this before Clav, right?
Yes, I was the first like on social media to popularize Looksmaxxing.
So when did you start? What year?
Like 2022.
22?
Yeah.
And then Clav came after you.
Yes, Clav, he was in the forums, which is like looksmaxx.org, which is like not really public at the time. And then I leaked the forums, which was like a big thing. And then that's when all these Looksmaxxers started coming out and about because it got popularized.
So you're essentially telling me Clav is your son.
I wouldn't want to.
I mean, that's what you just said. I'm not saying it. You said you made Looksmaxxing.
I popularized it. I think he's been, he's pushed it to a size way bigger than I did. So it's kind of like we've honestly kind of helped each other to an extent. And yeah, I kind of think that he's actually expanded the niche a lot. So.
But aren't you and Clav cool now?
Yeah, me and Clav are cool. Yeah,
Cool.
we have no problem.
Good stuff. Okay, so real quick, is this your main thing to do, or do you do other things than just Looksmaxxing?
I mean, I have a hair care brand. That's my main source of income, or that. Plus, I do YouTube. I have over 5 million followers, and yeah, it's mostly Looksmaxxing, but I do other types of content as well. But majority Looksmaxxing, yeah, self-improvement.
Good stuff. Because today we saw a video of you going viral. Now the question is, Looksmaxxing or Gaymaxxing? And honestly, bro, that video was crazy. We got the video. So what made you do this video, bro? You were crying and you put the tears in your hair for a hair part. What was that?
Yeah. So, yeah, that video. Basically, so
let's listen to the video first, man. Can we listen to the video first? I want you to respond after we hear this, because even I commented on this shit today.
11
Let's
million
hear it.
views. It's crazy. Here we go. Wired headphones too is wild.
That's actually smart.
Yeah, it's smarter.
So the thing people don't know about climaxing is you actually have salt in your tears. So what I do is I take the tears and I put it in my hair, and it's almost like sea salt spray. It's not fucking funny stuff. I don't complain that much. So the thing people...
Wait, what? Salt in your tears to put in your hair?
Yeah, so the main thing I sell is salt spray. So I was just kind of referencing that in that clip. And that the whole intention behind it was kind of to reference that in a niche way. Yeah, that's what that is.
My dude, you live in Miami, you can just jump in the ocean. You know, the salt you need, bro. You don't need to be crying out here.
I think you should be Crymaxing to get it. It's like a really efficient...
Crymaxing, I think it's what Fresh said, Gaymaxxing.
So what age do you think someone should cry at? Because I'm confused now, because as a grown man, I can't be crying on camera. I don't know how you do it, but how old are you?
I'm 21.
Got it.
Can you cry on cue?
If I was passionate about something, yeah. I don't really cry sadness that much. It's majority always passion. And the thing you say about gay, it's I actually take that as a compliment. I'm straight, but
you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100% straight. And it's kind of if you were to say, oh, I don't like your blue hair. I don't have blue hair. I cannot possibly take offense to that. And not to mention, I think on average, when you look like a normal person and someone calls you gay, it's usually them saying you look in the upper percentile of looks, which is why.
I see. So
Yeah.
what goes after Looksmaxxing and Crymaxxing? Is it holding your ankles maxing? How does that work?
That is not a max that I have done.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I haven't done that one.
Okay. Would you say that a lot of people in your community might go that route?
Yeah, there's a lot of gay people in the Looksmaxxing community for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's correlation, not causation. So, yeah, that would be very illogical to say that just because someone Looksmaxx that you can predict their sexuality.
Oh, you just said it yourself. There's a whole bunch of homosexuals in the Looksmaxxing community. So saying that there's a whole bunch of Looksmaxxers who are gay kind of goes hand in hand. You just said it yourself.
Yeah, just because it goes hand in hand doesn't mean it's
Doesn't mean you're gay, but it means you just said it yourself. A whole bunch of people in your community are gay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But I don't think that's even relevant, like, whatsoever, though. I think it's kind of just like it's like a nothing burger. It's like
Maybe with this generation, listen, fresh. So I'm not sure where. You're what 2005?
2005.
Dom, did you remember any of this shit going on at your age?
Nah, I think the closest to it was like those memes of those like, what's those fucking memes? Those white and black memes.
Homelander?
No. Like the strong jawline memes, like way back in the past.
I guess the question is because we're a bit older. Obviously you're younger. We're trying to understand the angle here because crying on camera is one thing, but to call it looksmaxxing to improve, I would think girls will find that repulsive or find that like kind of weird. But I'm trying to find out your angle here. What's the angle?
Looksmaxxing to get girls is just the ultimate tip of the iceberg. Like once again, just a nothing burger. It's like everyone already knows that if you look good enough, you'll get girls. If you have charisma, you'll get girls.
Yeah.
Getting girls is fully irrelevant to looksmaxxing. It's about getting guys. No, I'm kidding. It's about the business. It's about the business. What I really mean.
God damn, bro.
Here's what I mean. Here's what I'm trolling, but what I actually mean.
You sure? You sure you trolling?
In the business sense, it's the most strategic thing you can do. Yeah. So. And the reason I can troll like that is I'm very confident. I do not take any offense to someone being like,
you have no shame. You have no shame. You'll say anything.
Yeah, I think.
There you go, man.
I think the average person is too afraid to say the truth because they have to hide behind this mask of like social norms.
Yeah.
And they're just, to me, that's actually a very weak thing. So my ability to say that I actually think is a valuable thing, and it allows me to shift the Overton window. Like something else, I wear shoulder pads and lifts. And I took that shit out. Yeah, I got it on right now. You want to see? I'll take it out.
Really?
You wear makeup?
Yeah.
You wear makeup too, kid?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Is it on right now?
Makeup, everything.
Where?
It's on my face right now.
Where do you put the makeup on?
You guys asking that question shows that I did it the right way. When you do makeup maxing properly, no one can actually tell that you're wearing makeup. So
interesting.
It's all over my face. You can't see it.
Wow, what a skill to have at your age.
Yeah.
Bro, what world are we living in? Okay, Dom. When you're 21, right? What are you focused on? Because I focus on video games, having fun with my friends, playing outside. This is a different level.
I was mainly focused on money. I mean, money and status. Trying to get money and status. I felt like that was the most important thing, the most relevant, more than looks.
Okay, let's go into some of the things I asked Clav when I was here, because I want to see if everyone in the community is thinking the same way he is. Do you put looks above status?
It depends what the goal is. If your goal is to get girls who actually like you, for you, 100% looks is over status. Yeah.
Looks over money?
If you want the girl to like you for who you are, then yes, absolutely. And money will not be able to fix that problem.
But would the looks be able to maintain her though?
Maintain a girl? No, that's brain. Like that's overall brain, but that's also genetics. Like genetic determinism is the black pill, the idea that you don't really control much of anything because you can't control the outside world. You can't control your genetics that was given to you at birth. So ultimately, yes, I talk about looks, but it's really just genetic determinism. Your genetics determine almost everything. So your ability to talk to a girl is largely just your brain genetics.
But a woman that's genetically attracted to a male, that would be the initial. But I would think the end result would her genetically seeking some type of security, which looks couldn't provide.
All of these are at play at the same time. So obviously, a girl is going to want security. The question just comes down to what's more painful, an ugly guy or not having money. And that's up for the girl to decide.
I think most women, they decide that after they have everything they want. Most women have ran through, and they look for security after the age of 30, 40. They're not looking for looks.
I think it's logical to want money as a girl, so that is true. But ultimately, if a girl had a choice between a good-looking guy with maybe, top 10% income versus a bad-looking guy with top 1%,
sure.
She'll probably choose the top 10% guy.
I agree with that completely. Yeah.
You have a girl right now?
I do.
You're telling me if Elon Musk or Bill Gates came through with their big wad, no matter what they look like, they won't take your bitch?
They probably...
Yes, they would.
They probably would, but the chances are if they're, I would actually respect that. I would actually respect if the girl left me for that because I think human nature is to do whatever in your own best self-interest. The issue, though, is that there's such a power discrepancy that the girl will very likely be mistreated. So I actually say the likelihood that a guy like that would take your girl is somewhat low, because if they have a brain, they would know that the guy could just leave them at any point with nothing.
Oh, I mean, girls don't usually, go high in
Yeah,
the
they
IQ
don't.
scale. So.
Yeah.
They're not thinking that far.
So let me get this straight, just so I understand, maybe the audience too as well. So looks is above everything else, right? Now, from your standpoint, I've met a lot of Lookmaxxers here in Miami. Some have been deported, some have not been deported. But
Shout out Trump!
But in your opinion, right, as someone that's young coming up, do you think looks actually will last forever? Because as looks fade, that can't sustain a family, right?
Yeah, so looks 100% aren't going to last forever, but that's why looksmaxxing is so important. The earlier you find it, the longer they last, and the more of a time window you have to capitalize on them. So it's most important that you capitalize on it, but be realistic with the fact that there will be a decline. And if you don't capitalize before that decline, you're just missing one of your biggest life opportunities.
Wow, I'm shocked, bro.
biggest life opportunities, huh? I
Arguably.
grew up in the age, and again, I'm an old dude here, no doubt about it. But I grew up in the age where your woman was supposed to look good enough for the both of you guys. That's where I grew up. Like, do you actually want to look better than your bitch? Do you guys put on makeup together? I'm trying to figure out how this works.
Yeah, my girl puts makeup on me. Yeah,
What?
she actually helps me. Yeah, she helps me with that. She helps me put on self tanner. I have that on right now. She helps me with all these looks maxes because she actually benefits. She gets to look at someone who looks better. So yeah,
So your girl wants you to look better than her.
not better than her. Nobody. Well, it depends because that's actually kind of a bad thing. You actually need to find what's called a looks match. Otherwise, it's probably not going to work out too well. So there will be just too big of a power discrepancy. Whoever looks way better most of the time, unless it's counterbalanced with money and status, which is why you see rich guys with really good looking girls even though they're ugly. There needs to be a power balance, otherwise it just doesn't work.
Wait, how old's your girlfriend?
20.
Okay, look, bro. You know what? Let's do me. Obviously, I'm not the most attractive person. How would you?
I see you get hella bitches though, bro.
But that's my point. So if I can do this with my, I guess, standard of looks, which isn't Looksmaxxing, I guess, standards, what's the benefit of me doing it now versus, I guess, doing it before?
If you look max now, you'll just have more true attraction to girls. So I'm not saying you can't get girls if you don't look great. Money and status will get you that if you're outcome driven.
Okay.
But the one thing that is essentially unavoidable is a girl, her true interest towards you. It's essentially a knee-jerk reaction in their head that when they see someone who looks good, they will be attracted. So I think it's a pretty painful problem to have money and status and then walk in the street and get terramogged by some Chad, and the girl will literally be more physically attracted to that Chad than you, and you just have to accept that. And to me, that's more painful than, like, why not just do something about it?
It sounds like comparable to being focused or basing your life on a resume and not actually getting a job, because looksmaxxing or looking attractive to a woman is somewhat just having a good resume. It can get you to the building, you get to smash on her, but if you don't have those other qualities of being a man, she won't never have that attraction.
Well, it's not mutually exclusive. The idea that you can't improve other traits if you want to improve your looks is just untrue. So it's the idea that everything matters. So looks maxing is just the gateway into the black pill, which is like the determinism stuff I was talking about. And there's no point in looks maxing where they say don't focus on the other stuff. And looks maxing doesn't take long. It takes probably 20 minutes a day.
The theme I've seen from looksmaxxers, they seek typically kind of passive aggressive, not too aggressive.
Like a woman.
Well, just not typically what women are attracted to. They seem like the type of guys that fucked up dudes would end up smashing on their girls, unfortunately.
I'd agree, but that's where it goes back to the reason you looks max is actually very minimally because of attraction for women. Maybe for some people it is, but I think the real benefit is looks maxing to gain status, and then that status attracts every life outcome that you're looking for.
Do you do the bone smashing shit too?
Yes, but it doesn't actually work in the way that people say. Like, there's this thing called Wolf's Law where they say you hit a bone, it grows back more. It's just not going to work. But it does
So
create...
Clav's bullshitting.
He's not bullshitting just the mechanism of how it works is incorrect. There is a tissue that forms beneath the skin when you hit yourself. It's kind of like a scar tissue, so it definitely works. You can actually get a pump. So like before I record, I'll just like go like here under my eyes to get some forward projection, and it gives you some red coloring too, so it just looks good. Yeah. But it doesn't grow your bones.
Gotcha. With all this focus on looks, it kind of reminds me of like, you know, someone being like a fighter, but there's always going to be a badder motherfucker. There's always going to be someone who's going to whoop your ass. So if you focus everything on looks and you get the girl based off just looks, there's going to be some better looking motherfucker who's going to take your bitch. Like if that's the whole focus, everything is on looks. There's always going to be someone badder. There's always going to be someone who's going to like. There's no loyalty here, bro.
Yeah, well, Looksmaxxing is like a business, so you're not actually eliminating the competition by looking better. You're just de-risking yourself. So the better you look, the lower the risk profile of your girl finding another man more attractive than you.
Okay, question. Who mogs harder, you or Andrew Tate?
Facially, right now, probably me, but in every other way, status, money, physique, height, Andrew Tate. Like, I'm a low mid-tier normie. I'm actually not that attractive. I just have top 1% outcomes, mostly because of brain, not because of looks.
So let's say there's one girl on planet Earth left, right? One girl left on planet Earth. You and Andrew Tate, who would you pick?
Well, if there's one person left, then status and money are deemed irrelevant. So then, honestly, probably Andrew Tate, just because he's physically bigger and could probably cause more physical harm.
What's the Looksmaxxing response for people with height? Women are naturally attracted to that.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty like short. I'm under 5'10" in 2026. That's like a life-ruining flaw, but I still came out with top 1% outcomes. So I would say, yeah, if you're under the height of say 5'10", it's going to be statistically proven to be significantly harder for you in every metric.
But the Looksmaxxing, it couldn't really change from that.
Can't teach height.
Yeah.
You can get limb lengthening surgery.
But
I mean, you're really going to extremes here.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that because of the opportunity cost, but someone who truly is a life-ruining height might actually look at that. Who am I to tell that person that getting limb lengthening surgery is prohibited? If they want to take that risk, it's ultimately up to them to know. I think if they're well informed, I can't say anything. I just think most people aren't informed enough to perform surgeries, do drugs, or anything, which is why I don't really promote it, because they won't inform themselves.
All right. Let me ask you this. I'm a numerologist, astrologer. These guys over here are Christians. Do you have a religion? What's your Christ is King?
I'm agnostic. I was born Christian, so I fully understand most principles of Christianity. I operate under Christian morals because I think society is better off that way, and I also find that of the people of the highest intelligence, whether they're religious or not, ultimately come in alignment with most of the Christian morals because it's the smartest thing to do over a long time horizon. So, but I'm agnostic, meaning I'm 50% whether there's a God or not.
Okay.
I don't know.
You can look outside, see the ocean, see there's something out there. We didn't create this, something did. So let me just go down this. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, or a numerologist like me, you know, the goal is to have a nuclear family where the man is the provider, the man is going out there and making the money, the woman is staying at home taking care of the kids. Where does Looksmaxxing have anything to do with that? Because at the end of the day, when you have kids, I promise you're not going to give a fuck about your looks that much.
So Looksmaxxing is a means to status and money. So to say that Looksmaxxing is not good for providing for a family is actually incorrect, as long as you capitalize on the opportunity window of your looks.
Do you want your kids having makeup on and, you know, putting on maybe wigs? I don't know how far this Looksmaxxing shit goes. Or do you want your kids to be a fucking man and, you know, when shit comes down to it, they'll be able to whoop someone's ass? It looks like, you know, this doesn't resonate with me because maybe I'm a little older. Maybe does this resonate with you fresh? Because this is like way out of left field with this looks of. Now, if you're making money off it, congratulations. You fucking had some status off this. People know your name off this. Congratulations. But to push this to society, to kids out there saying, yo, the number one thing is looks, that's just straight garbage, bro. The number one thing you could do is be a good, loyal family man. That's the number one thing. And when you get that, everything else comes with it. I just don't understand this looksmaxxing shit, bro. For a woman's currency is her looks. Now men are getting into this. This is going to homosexuality to me.
Once again, the homosexuality thing is, I would say, pretty accurate, but the reality
So you're promoting homosexuality?
No, I'm just saying a lot of people who do looksmaxxing are definitely homosexual, yeah.
So, but you're not.
No. And I can...
A lot of your fans are, though.
Let me respond to the other thing. Actually, no. My fans... See, that's the thing. When people come up to me in the street, most of the time they're pretty smart, on a good life trajectory, and good looking all simultaneously. So what I'm doing is attracting the highest caliber of people, and there's a lot of signals to prove that to be true. But to answer your question about the whole looksmaxxing thing being the only thing that matters is just a complete false belief and not something that I push, or honestly most looksmaxxers push. The actual idea is that it's just the first step in the order of operations, but it's an easy step at that. It takes 20 minutes out of your day, and then you can focus on literally
That's how long it
everything
takes
else.
to put on makeup, 20 minutes?
Not even. It takes less than that to put on makeup. You can do your entire routine in under 20 minutes, and that's just the first step in order of operations, because the better you look, the more leverage you have in every human interaction, which ultimately humans are what run the world and business. So literally every metric of your life improves.
I got you.
when
So
look better.
Bill Gates, Elon Musk, are these looksmaxxers? Donald
Yes.
Trump, because they run the world.
Yeah, they are. Why do you think Donald Trump self-tans? Why do you think these people are hopping on TRT?
Huh?
Why do you think these people are
You
getting...
think Elon Musk is a good-looking dude?
Looksmaxxing doesn't mean you're good looking. It means you're maximizing what is capable within
I think the only thing
That's
he's
just
maximizing is his fucking wallet. But he fucks hella bitches though.
I want
Well, I guess the idea here is that, like, you looksmax to get, I guess, gain, to get girls, to get more opportunity. But when do you stop looksmaxing? When do you stop?
When the opportunity window is gone. So it's inevitable that you're going to end up looking worse. Ideally, you extend that time horizon of looking good as much as possible. But looksmaxing is actually a means to an end. It's a means to status and money, as I said. So, like I said, extend the opportunity window, capitalize, get your money and status, and then
And it bounce.
fall. Like, it's going to fall. So you just have to accept that.
Wow. So basically, you're admitting that at some point it's gonna end. So let's take full advantage now while you still can.
Everything in life is going to end, including your own life. So to say looksmaxing isn't worth it because it only lasts so long is the equivalent of saying, yeah, your life is pointless. Why not just kill yourself? Because it's like, yeah, it's going to end. Everything in life ends, so you have to accept that.
haram.
No, when you actually have a family, then you start putting other people above yourself, and you grow as an individual, as a soul, and so I'm not too sure about that. Like when I have boys, I'm not teaching them looksmaxxing. I'm teaching them AI. I'm teaching them business. I'm teaching them.
Well, maybe you're not looking out for them in that case.
Well, I mean, I think my wife is good enough for the both of us. So he's seen my kids. They look better than me.
And
Shout out to my wife.
And he's gonna stream as well. So I guess, Dylan, from our point of view, like when Soulja Boy came out and the OGs were hating on him, like Snoop Dogg and the rest. Not to hate on you, but like, what is the actual benefit of doing this, I guess, for the youth? Because if the youth is going to follow you and collab and looksmax, I get the opportunity up front. But long term, like what Gary's saying, with a family-wise, that doesn't solve twin problems other than dating, right?
No, that's just completely incorrect. Like I said, the whole point of looksmaxing is very minimally to do with getting girls. That is like the lowest level thing. If you have...
Got it.
So you're trying to get guys?
You're trying to...
I'm asking a question. I don't know what's going on here. If the point isn't to get girls, what's the point then?
Well, he's saying
I don't get it.
Lowest level of the...
Okay, what's
tier.
the highest level then?
Yeah.
The highest level is maximizing status, and there's a reason you see every celebrity looks good, and the reason is because...
They get
yes,
plastic
of course,
surgery.
Of course there's outliers, yeah, and that's a looksmax, and there's a reason that they end up on the top of the world and the top of the human food chain. It's just because they are trying to look as good as possible so that they can be widely accepted, and then at that point they can make more money than someone who is not as good looking.
When I assembled this podcast and I got Fresh and Dom to do this 305 podcast, I was looking for people who are charismatic, people who have influence. I wasn't giving a fuck what the fuck you look like, bro. I mean, this is all strange to me, man. Like, when you go out on an everyday level and the fans come up to you, because you obviously have a lot of fans and shit, are you worried that you're steering the fan base, you're steering these young men toward homosexuality? Are you worried about that at all? And if that's the case, are you going to hell?
Well, steering people to homosexuality, I don't think that's something that I believe. Once again, it's just brain genetics. So I think homosexuality is a combination of, it's just your brain responding to stimulus. So what you're attracted to is not an action, it is a response to stimuli. So it doesn't make sense to say that, yeah, maybe someone can be prodded to then realize something that they didn't know about themselves. Hence being homosexual or something like that. Well, but that is not something they actively sit down one day and say, I'm going to be homosexual. And if they do, that's different. That's not the average person who is homosexual.
Would you argue, you say rappers have no influence on the youth? They don't lead them to gangbang or want to be drug dealers or kill their own?
They do, but once again, it's a correlation, not a causation. So if I shoot someone, I'm not a rapper, but rappers happen to shoot a lot of people. So it's just correlation, not causation.
It's actual individuals that's listening to specific rap songs before they go on a mission. Like there's actual hit mission rap songs. There's drill music that you play when you go kill people.
Yeah, but these people, like rappers, are literally saying to go shoot people, or they're just saying that they're doing it and that's influencing them. I don't think a mixture of ingredients on the skin defines sexuality. It just doesn't make any sense.
I think a lot of men in my generation would disagree with you.
If people are watching and listening to someone, they resonate with someone they watch, they can inevitably be influenced by them. I mean, if you're saying that people can't be influenced by others' actions, there would be no assassinations. I mean, pretty much. There would be no one assassinated if that was true.
I'm not saying
people exist and do influence people to make choices for themselves.
I'm not saying that they're not influenced. I'm just saying it's illogical to assume that by telling someone they should do X, Y, and Z to look better, that it has any influence over their sexuality.
So killing MLK would have been a waste of time because he didn't influence anybody. I mean, just because it was his own beliefs.
No, he influenced people. This is a misunderstanding.
You're either influential or you're not.
It's not as simple as a black and white yes or no. It's yes, you're influential, but how does talking about looks have anything to correlate with a sexuality? It's just completely isolated subjects.
Where it's not. It's because the qualities of looksmaxxing, what it leads to. It has you focusing on your appearance, which isn't the main thing a man should worry about. And it's also the extremes that it makes a man go to. You'll end up missing steps trying to skip up to the top just by focusing on looks by other men that have gone through the qualities it takes to become a real man. Versus just looks, you just won't be able to compete in the real world.
But no Looksmaxxer argues you should only focus on your looks. The argument is that it's like 20 minutes out of your day.
None of the Looksmaxxers right now, like, they have a high amount of testosterone. So I'm just saying, it's like...
Are you taking steroids like Clem?
I'm not taking steroids.
Okay.
I don't promote drug use, steroids.
Why does the top Looksmaxxer promote that stuff and you don't? Like, I'm trying to see what the difference is here.
So he needed to be extreme to break in, and I broke in without being as extreme because I got in a lot earlier. So I think the average person...
But he leaked you.
No, I leaked Looksmaxx.org, which was the main thing that brought Looksmaxxing to fruition on social media, and he started a bit after that, yeah, but...
He leaked you, though.
Leaked me?
Leaped you.
Leaped me, yeah, he did, yeah. And I give him props for that. I think... That's where we talk about the bigger fish thing. He actually pioneered a new part of the space, and I respect that, actually. But what he was saying about the looks thing, I don't know any Looksmaxxer who says you can only exclusively work on looks. It's a very minimal part of your day. Looksmaxxing is built off the black pill, which is determinism, and that is where most stuff comes from. So, like, the average Looksmaxxer would agree that brain is more important than looks. It's just harder to influence.
Is that the type of stuff Collab was saying?
It's similar. So real quick, you mentioned the black pill, right? At what point do you say? Because my point of view is like, okay, look, how often do you work out in the gym?
The gym, very rarely.
Right. So Looksmaxxing, from my point of view, helps men become better physically and looks wise, right? But if you don't work out in the gym, then how are you gonna look better?
You got shoulder pads, bro.
Shoulder pads.
Get shoulder pads. But that's his makeup.
But when I'm with my girl, right, I take my shirt off.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
She's gonna see it because look, bro.
Yeah.
I've lost 30 pounds, right? Just going to the gym, taking step walks. I feel amazing. Now my face is still the same, a little bit skinnier, but I take my shirt off. Oh my god, that's a change. Looksmaxxing, if you're not going to the gym, I don't see the benefit.
Now, first, that's what also I was saying. Skipping steps, like when you skip steps and take that elevator to manhood, he's taking the stairs. He gets the woman. Because that's what being a man is all about. It's taking a hard route. It's not about cheating your way to the top. And I'm not saying Looksmaxxing is cheating. Self-improvement, making yourself look better, these are things that always has been qualities of being a better man. But it's just the direction that it's headed in. It's the extremes that it obviously it's making it to where other things aren't as equally as important as the looks.
I fully disagree about not cheating. Life is completely unfair, and if you can take a shortcut, take the shortcut and work just as hard as someone who's not taking a shortcut.
But that sounds good, but not for men, though. And I understand that, but
Dylan, I get what you're saying. We should have an edge, right? An edge in life. Is that fair? Dom, to be fair with you, I get what you're saying. If you're going to live life a certain way, you should have an edge. Now, that may be an extreme, of course, but you want an edge. So what's the edge in Looksmaxxing?
The edge in Looksmaxxing, well, genetics, but you can't influence that. So just discovering it earlier rather than later, which is why I push it. So that's the edge. If you discover Looksmaxxing at 14, you are going to benefit significantly more than someone who discovers it at 40.
Okay. All right, Dom, so go ahead.
You just want the approval of a whole bunch of superficial people? Is this where this is going? Because if you're telling me you want to put this Looksmaxxing over here on the pedestal, then you're only going to be subjected to people who are superficial, who are in that type of stuff. Like, I got to tell you, once you get like past 30, 35 in life, you ain't thinking about that, especially as a man.
I have a question for you. Do you possibly have any clippers?
I do have a lot of clippers.
So, how many of them that you had to take a look at their profile picture before you hired them? You had to check, none of them. So you didn't check their looks at all?
Not at all.
So even at the most basic level, it didn't matter, did it?
No, that's funny you say that because most people...
So imagine at the very top. How much it really matters, though.
Most people who work for me in person, they're all Chads. All of them. They're all Chads.
But
even
the thing
my
is,
cameraman.
where was the review process to validate that they were Chads before you hired them?
I saw him in the street and I was like, this dude's a Chad, let me find him. And then I just got him. Yeah, most of the people, literally everyone who works with me is a Chad. And it benefits my business. Because quite often I find people who are Chads have on average, like a really good look on life because they were treated pretty well. Or maybe they were treated bad, whatever. They found some way to turn out looking pretty good. And then those people can get in my content. They can be my cameraman. We get in more doors because they look better. A lot of times they're very charismatic because a Chad isn't just looks. It's also brain and charisma. So everyone I work with is usually pretty charismatic. And I also find even these clippers or whoever, even though I don't know what they look like, they tend to be better looking on average when I discover what they look like. Because anyone who's logical enough to make their own money at a very young age is also very logical enough to know that looks are important and they maximize it.
I am so interested how this Looksmaxxing helps you when the economy completely collapses next year. I am so interested how this Looksmaxxing is going to help you protect the ones you love and the people around you. When all this shit goes to hell, I promise you that's not going to be a skill out there that's going to be in a high demand. See, we're all living comfortable now. Everyone's got some money, so now we can think about these rich roll problems. But once shit hits the fan, this is out the window. I fucking promise you.
Yeah.
Well, the order of operations changed based on the timeline, but a logical person would operate in the timeline that we're in. So yeah, if there's a doomsday, sure, no one's going to care about their looks as much, but we're not in a doomsday. I
give it a year.
It's important to operate in reality, not, you can future-proof, which is why I have an investment portfolio. I have a business that's sellable. I have...
What's your business?
It's called Simpletics. It's one of the top on Amazon. It's an all-natural hair care brand.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Concurrent, like thousands of units of product per month. It's an all-natural brand where I can monetize off this whole looks thing.
You a millionaire yet, kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Respectable. That I respect. Because everyone at this table is going to respect your fucking bag before they respect what the fuck you look like, unless you're a bitch with tits.
Well,
yeah.
That.
So that part you didn't add in. So that's great. You have a business behind your actual brand in itself. So that's good. So you can look max all day because you got business. That makes sense. See, but hold on. What came first? The money. So look, Dylan, we got you, brother. We got you, bro.
What do you mean? What came first? I literally started my business from my looks. Like it stemmed from like people asking what I put in my hair.
Mm.
I created this, started it in a garage, and then went from there. Yes. So it actually was looks, and that looks made me money.
But hold on. Looks without money. What is that?
It's kind of irrelevant unless you
right?
operate outside of capitalism, which I know some people who.
Are you a communist?
Who do? No, I'm not a communist.
Okay. You pro-Trump?
I don't. I have no like political. I don't even look into politics at all.
Okay. Let me rephrase that question. Would you want a woman to be your president? Would you have voted for the whore from California?
To me, it's completely irrelevant.
You don't care if it's a woman or a man who's
president. Irrelevant. Like
wow. You're okay with taking orders from a bitch. You're okay with a woman being the president of the United States. I want to see where this Looksmaxxing shit is taking, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't listen to no fucking bitch.
I think that's kind of a logical blanketed statement. So I'm going to take information from someone who is doing better than me in whatever regard they're doing. So if someone was a billionaire and they give me money advice, I don't think the sex of that person is relevant.
Well, if it's a woman, she probably got her money from divorcing a fucking man, so I think that's relevant too.
Well, it's all about context.
How many self-made women do you know who are billionaires? Sheryl Sandberg and Jessica Alba. That's probably like the only ones who didn't do it by divorce. Every single other woman who's a billionaire got it off her ex-husband. So, I don't really respect women when it comes to their financial advice. Now, are there some exceptions? Of course. But I do respect women based off their looks, because that is a currency. I'm going to tell you something, kid. No matter what you say about this Looksmaxxing, a good-looking woman will always do much more than a good-looking man.
Much more in what regard?
She will get a lot more status, a lot more fame. It might be short-lived because a woman is basically a depreciating asset. It is what it is. But what you're telling me right here, it might work for you because you got a bag, but all these people who are watching you right now who want to follow your footsteps, I'm sorry, they're going to be fucking broke. There's only enough room for Clav, maybe a few you guys at the top of this game. This is not going to fucking bring people a whole bunch of money. You know what's going to bring them? A whole bunch of whores and maybe even holding fucking ankles.
That's just really inaccurate. It's a really blanketed statement that just makes no sense and is completely illogical. If you were to...
He sounds like Clav, too.
If you were to talk to a person, whether that be a male or female, it's all about context. So to say all women or all men or this is just so illogical.
There's some exceptions, but,
It doesn't matter about exceptions. I'm saying every individual case of someone you take advice from, most advice is bad advice because people don't have the context of your life, nor do they have perfectly aligned incentives most of the time. So you should only analyze what people do and then base your decision making off that. I don't think you should take advice from anyone.
If you go on IG and you look at all the women with big accounts, they're either fucking dime pieces, they fucking got a whole bunch of fucking they're all good looking. You're not gonna find that many men with big accounts based off their looks, but you're gonna find a ton of fucking women based off, like, they don't have OnlyFans for men. Maybe they do. Maybe some fags. Oh, damn it. Maybe some homosexuals do it. My bad, YouTube. It's my shit, man. It is what it is. Shout out to Zuckerberg or whoever it is. My bad. But when it comes to... I didn't mean Zuckerberg. I meant Musk. My bad. Shout out to Zuck. But getting back on... What I'm trying to tell you is... Men will spend a lot of money to be around good-looking women. Women will not spend money to be around good-looking men. It's not even close.
The first point you made was about social media, people having following from their looks.
Women.
You must just not be that tapped in because there's a lot of guys who just solely post their face and make an entire living off of that. So
let's compare this to the incorrect. Women. For every one man, how many women are doing it? 100?
I would say it's probably a 10-to-1 ratio.
So obviously it works a lot better for women than it does for men.
The Overton window is shifting. More men are now...
So is homosexuality and heterosexuality. That's shifting too, isn't it?
I guess I don't really
There you go.
analyze that. I don't know why you're so obsessed with sexuality.
Because here no, it's not irrelevant because we have Peter Thiel who's funding this whole fucking Looksmaxxing thing with funding these fucking Clippers, and that's what the fuck he's doing. And Peter Thiel is a homosexual, so it is what it is. It is relevant because the guy who's funding this movement with fucking cold hard cash is a homosexual. That's why it's relevant.
I feel like you are very obsessed with sexuality to a point where it's almost concerning. I think it's just so unbelievably irrelevant. It's like almost laughable. It's like
this shows you what the younger generation is.
Irrelevant.
They don't care.
I feel
they're
like
this would not have gone on 20, 30 years ago. Quite frankly, you probably would have had problems if you were doing this 23 years ago. Now we live in a feminized society because a whole bunch of fucking single mothers had a whole bunch of kids with no fathers around, and this is the end result. Did you have a thought?
Society has progressively gotten better.
Has it?
Better?
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay, how?
I want to hear this.
Just how comfortable life is, how things... Like, of course, there's going to be pitfalls, and there definitely are. But when I say society has gotten better, I'm saying over a long time horizon. Do you think that life is better now versus 500 years ago?
I think it was way better 20 years ago and 30 years ago than it is
now. I'm saying over
now.
a long time horizon, because to analyze data properly, you need the more
people could afford their homes a few
analyze.
30 years ago, people could work a job and actually buy a home. Now people can't do that as much because it's the inflation is so fucking high. It's very, very difficult. Now, I will say this for you. It would have been impossible to do what you did 30 years ago. Yeah. Absolutely impossible. So maybe in your position, because of the internet, you're one of the few exceptions who actually made it. But I'm going to tell you this. You think every kid who's going to be, how old are you, 20, 21?
21. You
think every kid who's 21 is going to be a millionaire off Looksmaxxing? Come on, give it a break.
The idea isn't to become a millionaire off
no. That is the idea. If you're a man, you want to get that bag. Once you get that bag, everything else becomes easy. Am I wrong?
No, you're correct. So my fear is that this leads to T-humanism. I don't see the word transforming humanism because obviously Looksmaxxing itself is honestly, I think it's good because you can focus on your health and your looks. But end all be all, I don't know if that's a good thing, but long term it leads to T-humanism. If that makes sense.
So I think individuals can make their own decisions after their brain is developed enough, so the government can, I guess, decide that. But regardless, it was going to happen. So this whole thing of I'm saying regardless, Looksmaxxing was going to take over, and it wasn't guaranteed, but there was like a percentage chance ever since the beauty industry existed for women. Now it's just going over to men. So
and you think that's normal?
I don't think it's normal or irregular. It's kind of just a thing that occurred, and now it's important to operate in reality and not a false reality of where we used to be. I think living in the past is just illogical and depressing at the same time. So you got to live in the current times that we're in. And this is where we are. So operate in reality. Don't be dumb about it.
Well, I'm intrigued to see where this goes long term. I just don't see it as sustainable. But then again, that's just me.
Maybe it's not sustainable, but I just look at a cross comparison, which is, say, the gym niche or the beauty industry. Mm-hmm. Both of those things are essentially, all that Looksmaxxing is basically the gym niche and the beauty industry combined. Both of those things have stood the test of time, so I don't see why it would stop. The money is there, everything is there. I don't see why it would stop.
Okay. Well, you're selling products, so I mean, that makes sense. You're monetizing it, so that makes sense as well. So I get it.
No, at the end of the day, I'll give you credit because you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm taking off your word that you said you're a millionaire.
Good stuff, bro.
That to me justifies what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
As long as because if you didn't have that bag, I'd rip you the fuck apart. But at least you have a fucking bag, and I respect capitalism, and I respect that you fucking went out there and you made your fucking bag. Maybe I would do it a different way, obviously, but I like to think that what I put out in the world is going to be a positive thing. I'm not too sure bone smashing, putting on makeup as a guy is something that I want my boys actually growing up. Because my kid's 13, my other kid's 7. I want them nothing to do with this Looksmaxxing shit, man.
They might know me. Your kids might know me.
No, they
or
don't.
one of them.
They don't watch the internet.
Okay, that's good.
That's not.
I respect that. I respect that.
No. We don't do that, bro. No.
But Dylan, to your point, I'm sure you have like a lot of young fans for sure. I've seen you obviously in Brickell with many people. But where I'm from in the Caribbean, if you're doing this in the Caribbean, bro, dude, you would get like, bro. I'm just saying, it would be bad.
And this would be all red.
But in America,
It's free bone smashing. I'll take it. Then I can use the tears under my
Bro.
eyes to make my hair soft and look fucking
Dylan.
better. I'm gonna fucking ascend. I fuck with that. I want that to happen. They can,
What?
They can,
Yo, careful. So I wouldn't go that far.
We wish you no harm,
so
brother.
I don't want any harm to come to this kid. I want no harm to come to Clav.
Yeah.
I'm just stating my opinion.
Yeah.
I respect that they have the bag, but all this other shit. Do you want kids?
Probably not. Just because I don't want to inflict suffering on a human life that didn't exist. So as a man who's under 5'10" in 2026, I don't want to inflict that onto someone. So that's why I'm.
So if you're a Mexican, you're cooked. Is that what you're telling me?
What? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying personally.
I don't know a Mexican on 5'10".
Under my belief, I'm
Asian.
anti-suffering. So
You don't want a family. What's the point of being a fucking man
No,
unless
I would
you bring
love to
kids?
have. No. I would love to have a family.
You just said you don't want kids.
I would love to have kids, but I just would not do that to someone. So I actually am going against my own wants, looking out for the suffering of others.
Wait, hold on.
I don't even
But
understand
Clav wants
this.
kids. Clav wants kids. He said he wants
does.
kids end of this year. So why don't you want kids?
Because I believe it would inflict suffering, and maybe if I could diminish that as much as possible and have a high likelihood that they don't suffer too much, then I would have kids. But I just think that
But you can get a surrogate.
surrogate, what's that? I've never even heard of that.
Basically, like you have someone else have the baby, not your wife or your girlfriend.
Ooh, well that just seems like a bit weird. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't.
Of all the
That's
things,
weird?
Of all the things you said, that's weird.
That's
huh?
weird.
I don't know much about that. I don't even know what to do with that. My point is, my genetics. I ended up very lucky with my life outcomes in the sense that I was able to achieve top 1% status and income for my age, but I didn't have top 1% looks, and for that, I think the likelihood of suffering is pretty high for a kid if I had one, just because they wouldn't be tall. So I literally am just looking out for my future kids. If I had them, I just don't want to do that to them.
You were telling me you don't want to have kids because you don't think they'll be tall enough, and for that reason, you don't want to start a family and be a father?
I'm saying I would love to start a family and be a father. I just don't think that I could sleep at night knowing that I'm inflicting suffering on someone.
Suffering because they're under 5'10"?
Yes, because the way Looksmaxxing and all these things are going, they would 100% suffer a fair amount not having peak genetics. I got pretty lucky with my life outcomes because things turned out, pretty good.
95% of the people on this planet don't have peak genetics. So what are you telling me? There's all suffering?
Yeah. But I would say the majority of people have lives that they don't particularly like or that they dreamt of as a kid. They just kind of end up with the bare minimum for survival, which is just kind of brutal.
This is troubling. This is very troubling because, listen, as a man, my number one mission in life is to make sure my wife and my kids and my mom and my family and my friends, I can do everything in my power to make their fucking lives better. And for you not to want that, I'm not even mad at you. I'm very disappointed in you as a man. And number two, you're white. Like, we need more white babies in this fucking world. Like, no, I'm being dead serious. The demographics in this nation are fucking changing. White man is going to be in the minority. McDonald already said if you're white, we're going to tax your ass more. What do you think when we become the minority, what's going to happen? And then you have so-called Chads like this who don't even want to have kids. We're cooked.
I'm not a
We're
Chad,
cooked.
I'm not a Chad.
Whatever you want to call yourself.
Just because I'm a Looksmaxxer.
I'm just giving you the term, bro.
I have
You
like
don't want kids, bro. That's so fucking disappointing.
I do want kids. I just will not have them for the sake of suffering. Like, it's just anti-suffering. So I would love to have kids. It's just I'm anti-suffering.
So question for you: did you get a vasectomy?
I haven't, but I definitely would. And the thing is, I'm someone who is malleable.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm malleable in my beliefs, so I'm not saying that that's not subject to change. I'm saying under the current circumstances of the world,
Right now,
having a kid is just not ideal for that kid. I'm looking out for the kid. I'm not doing it if I was operating in my own best self-interest, I would just have a kid and build like a mini empire like some other figures are doing. But that's in my best self-interest, not the kids. So I wouldn't do that.
You know, I've seen Clav since he was here get much bigger and then evolve to the point where he says, I want kids. Evolve to the point where he says, yo, I want to be with one woman and have a kid with one woman. I've seen that evolution. Brother, I hope I see that same evolution with you in the next year. God damn, bro. We need some fucking white babies in this world. I'm not even kidding.
I want one woman. And like I said, I want kids. I just believe in this state right now, it's not good. I think it's, for me, I just think it will cause suffering on other people. So I want kids and I want one woman. I don't care about threesomes. I've never had a threesome. I don't care about going and, talking to a bunch of girls. I think it's kind of just a high risk profile for someone of my stature. And I think it would just be kind of illogical to go and slay max a bunch of girls right now. So I just...
Do you drink alcohol?
Occasionally. Very rarely.
Haram.
Okay.
All right. Bro, you're sitting here. I see your hands like this. What do you think, dog? Because I'm all shocked what I'm hearing here, bro.
I don't really have nothing, man. I mean,
this shit's crazy. Actually, let's go to some clips, man. You're actually doing a good job defending yourself.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got Yonan. Cloud's friend Dylan Latham, which is yourself, says being called gay is a compliment because the gay thing in the market is more competitive.
That's accurate.
When the average person says you look gay, they're saying you look better than average. The gay dating market is a lot more competitive. So, I literally take it as a compliment. Here we go.
Yo, someone called me gay when I was his age. I would have whooped their ass. And this dude thinks it's a compliment. My God.
Here we go.
I just think it's really funny that gay is used as an insult because I am not insulted by it whatsoever because it's like the only insults that work are ones that have validity to them. So if you made fun of my blue hair, I literally couldn't even comprehend being offended because I don't have blue hair. So I don't understand the idea of using that as an insult. It really doesn't make sense. And I think I literally take it as a compliment. The gay dating market is a lot more competitive. So the average person, when they say you look gay, means that they're saying you look better than average. I just think it's really funny that gay is used as an...
Brother, tell me you're trolling. Tell me you're saying this shit for fucking clips.
Not trolling for clips.
Oh my.
I mean, let me respond to this really quickly. So the reason I say this is two different things. Number one, there's different ways people can say things. I can say anything like, oh, you're drinking this water. The tone that I use is what makes it offensive versus not. Am I trying to offend you or not? If somebody in a non-offensive way comes up to me and says, you look gay, on average, it is a girl, and that has never deflected a girl from being interested in me. Ever, not once. And I've had a lot of girls say
girls like gay guys.
Well, I mean...
who do you think made a homosexuality legal, gay marriage legal? Is the women, not the men.
I'm not saying, once again, this has literally nothing to do with sexuality. It's just a pattern. Mm-hmm. On average, somebody who is gay, who looks neurotypical, like me, they're more well-kept, well-groomed, on average, and more looks-maxed than the average person.
Brother,
it's just a pattern.
You're justifying being called gay, bro. Come on.
I don't care. I'll stand on that.
This is the main problem of it because there's actual organizations. We actually have history of people trying to convince the youth of turning gay. So it has to have some type of substance. You even have it with hip hop. I mean, when Tupac, before he was even a gangster rapper, or before he got in the bathtub butt ass naked, there was a meeting of like 1992, I think, and they had all of the like top heads in hip hop to make these partnerships with private prisons and also influence them to be homosexual because it lets them be more submissive and emotional, and it's more feminine energy, and the feminine energy allows you to break the law more than masculine energy. It's homosexuality. It isn't about the sexuality. It's about what you become when you become gay. And if you push that on the people, you're leading up to a society of submissive men that's going to act on their emotions. So it's not about where they're sticking their dick. It's about how they're using their mind.
I operate under the belief that the things I try to achieve are money, status, and power. Those are the main things I try to achieve. I don't think sexuality is really relevant to that whatsoever, which is why I truly just think it's a nothing burger to even talk about. It's just like...
Why is Peter Thiel funding this?
I'm not saying I can't speak on the government's behalf or these people in power because maybe they are trying to push some narrative. I don't know the narrative they're trying to push, but the point I'm making is it's just so unbelievably irrelevant. It's funny, which is why I can troll like that, because it's like, what? It doesn't matter. It's so irrelevant.
If it doesn't matter, why does the homosexual billionaire Peter Thiel pushing this and putting money into Looksmaxxing? If it doesn't matter, why is a rich homosexual promoting this with his hardcore cash? Why?
Like I said, can't speak on their behalf.
Okay, there we go.
Nor
there we go. We know what it is. We know what it is.
Nor is it relevant to speak on. The average person has almost zero impact on society. So
speak for yourself.
If you look at life through the lens of
speak for yourself.
If you look at life through the lens of a business, you are basically solving for a bottleneck that is not your actual bottleneck. If you worry about societal issues before you get yourself right, go ahead and worry about society and all these things when you actually have a position of influence. But is it not illogical to worry about something you have zero control over?
Well, I actually am the number one person in my field, numerology and astrology. I dominate my field, and I have a lot of influence in my field. And I'll be damned if I fucking promote people to young men to be homosexuals. I'll be damned if I fucking promote women to be fucking whores. That's just not happening. Dom over here runs fucking Twitter on the news. This guy over here, he fucking started a cultural phenomenon with Fresh and Fit. We all have influence here, and so do you. And you might not understand the influence you have, but if you have a whole bunch of people following you and you're fucking putting on makeup, I'm sorry, bro. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it might be one.
And there's reasons also that why there's men that get paid $1 million to put a dress on, because it influences homosexuality as something against the nature of men. You pushing that, it promotes the destruction of society. I mean, hell, even, I don't want to get too political, but what happened in Germany, the books that they were pushing and the ideologies they were pushing, when it was destroyed, that entire nation changed. Unfortunately,
can I say this? What you're talking about right now is indirectly promoting it. So
no,
that's
we're actually going against it.
So the point I'm making is whether you want to promote it or not, the most powerful thing you can do is actually stay silent on the subject. So you don't actually care that much if you're even talking.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Is that your response to life?
No, my response is silence is
hear no evil, see no evil.
Silence is like removing oxygen to a fire. So if you truly care about an issue, you would find a way to silence the issue. And if you're not doing that, and if you're talking about it in this way, you attack it. In my opinion, your strategy you're just using a flawed strategy.
You attack the issue because at some point it becomes so big you have to respond to it. I wasn't talking about Looksmaxxing last 2 years ago. Then Clav came on the scene, and all of a sudden it got a whole bunch of traction, even though you started that movement. But it was funded by a guy by the name of Peter Thiel. You know, it's very funny. Peter Thiel and Aiden Ross have the same exact birthday, October 11th, and you know they put on the same guy. I just find that it's so interesting.
Let me say this: I just don't touch the issue. I don't.
The thing
care
is,
to talk about like put what. Why do I care what some person in power is trying to push when the reality is I am in my own lane. I know what I'm good at. I'm just gonna stick to that. I don't really care about. I'm just indifferent towards it. I think people only talk about it because it gets views. If this didn't get views, no one would be talking about it. And I think it's disingenuous.
It's the flavor. It's the flavor of the month,
the reason
bro.
it matters.
It's disingenuous to even talk about it because there's no way that you actually are that deeply into sexuality. If you're that deep into sexuality, I think there's some questioning to be had.
Okay.
The reason it matters because they're counting on your ignorance. They're counting on you believing that you aren't important.
There you go.
I control the news. The shit that you post, it influences people to do shit like you. And I'm not saying it's a problem. Congratulations. That's what everyone aspired to have. But, bro, even if it's indirectly, they are counting on you not knowing your power, knowing that you indirectly are promoting homosexuality.
Useful idiot.
They want you not to care. And I'm not saying that you should just automatically make some lifestyle change and care after this conversation. But be aware that there are very powerful people that don't want you to know the power that you have. To sit here and say that you have no change on the world, I mean, shit, a plumber
You wouldn't be here if you didn't fucking have any influence. Flat the fuck out.
I'm not saying I don't have influence. I'm saying the average person.
The average person
and let me respond to this. It's just ultimately a flawed strategy. If you refrain from saying crazy things that will limit your reach, you can get to the top of the totem pole and then speak on these subjects when you have the ultimate power. So regardless of what I'm saying, I'm not saying I don't care at all, but I'm saying I'm going to reach the top of the totem pole, capitalize, get as much money, power, and status as possible, and then maybe I'll consider talking about it. But I'm just saying it's a very weak strategy when I'm not at the top of the totem pole when it comes to looks, money, and status to go and talk about issues because it limits my reach, therefore actually causing more harm and disallowing me from actually going and talking about the issues I want to talk about.
So I like that, but the thing is, no one's saying that you got to talk against it. It's just about the stuff that you're talking for. And to that, bro, look at any rapper. It just won't work. You got Lil Durk. Every rapper, after they get super rich,
Put
they
on
all
dress.
have this like epiphany that holy shit, I've been getting niggas killed from the shit I'm saying. We need to put down the gun and stop the violence. Well, guess what? They're surrounded by gangsters now, and they be like, "The fuck what he on? I'm in the streets." When you're surrounded by gays, they ain't going to hear that shit when it's all said and done. They've already been fucked. You can't undo that. The shit's cooked, bro. That's what I'm trying to say.
somewhat confused the point you're trying to get at. My main point is that I can troll about either side of these issues or just make lighthearted comments because ultimately the true best strategy, in my opinion, is reaching the top of the totem pole and then speaking on issues when you're at the utmost position of power.
Because we witnessed, we come from a generation where we watched them manipulate the masses in America
Yes.
to make people like you become acceptable.
Yes.
Bro, they would have hung you in the 90s. And I'm not saying, and I don't believe you deserve it, but I'm serious. It was a different time.
He's not joking.
It was a fucked up time.
He's not joking.
Bro, I'm serious. It was not niggas. They would have hung you. And it was a different time because it was just so...
Go down to the Bible Belt, they still might do it.
Yeah, it was just a different time. But what I'm saying is, for us to get to the point where you can be a millionaire and have prominence, we were led there. There were people putting on dresses, rappers saying gay ass shit, Birdman kissing Lil Wayne on the lips. You got rock stars putting on the makeup, wearing pink, men with the purses. We got here slowly, but it was intentional.
Yeah.
It was intentional. Now, why did we get here? What's the end goal? To have people like you, but you're not the end goal. It doesn't end with you. It ends where all these niggas are gay. Now, why do they want these niggas to be gay is the question. It does matter.
I'm not saying any issue of any sort of, I don't know, what urgency is irrelevant. My point that I'm trying to push is that it is a flawed strategy to go against the position of power until you're of the utmost
If that
power.
is believable-
So I refrain from speaking about any of these issues because it is truly just illogical, and it's like the equivalent of playing a board game and just being bad at that board game. If you want to be bad at the board game of life, go ahead and go against the positions of power before you're in power.
So with that same mindset, we wouldn't even have America.
We'd be slaves. We all be slaves right now with that mindset. We'd be slaves.
So hold on.
you, dude.
Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
saying within the context of,
Hold on.
I'm
Can
saying
I-
within my personal context of social media. I'm not saying for every human being.
But-
I'm
but-
saying for me.
But I understand what he's saying. He's saying, let me get to the top first, then I'll consider talking about it.
Yeah.
Now, is it logical? Yes. But is it perfect? No.
Is he not on the top of the field in Looksmaxxing? Oh, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm one of the top, but
So you are in the top of the field. So like,
this
what are you
is
talking
like
about,
a
bro?
fraction of the power that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even Clive realized certain topics will derail your success. And at the end of the day, you don't want to stop your growth while you have it. Now, on the other hand, we need to bring back public shaming. Because, bro, you're right. Back in those times, nigga, you'd be on a
It'd be a
tree.
different time.
Now, in the same token,
Black
though,
man saying you'd be on a tree.
I would be too. On the same token,
He's slow, bro. He's slow for that.
hold on. In the same token, times have changed, and I appreciate extremes because it shows the gray area between black and white. Because there's a gray area. Now, just to bring it home here, I think what Dylan's saying is, I understand how the world works. There's a game being played here. I'm playing the game to win, and I get it. But in regard to people's watching, you gotta admit though, it is kind of risque because that's an extreme that you could go down the wrong path.
Dylan, some serious questions. What's your relationship like with your father?
So basically, I can't get too deep into it. I don't actually really have much of a family. I'm kind of just alone. I'm alone in this world. Which is fine. But but I don't see this as some like.
I do
Life-ruining
because
thing.
if you had
This
a father,
is irrelevant.
if you had a strong father figure, I doubt you'd be doing and thinking the way you do. You would. Your
What
father
am I
would have
doing,
whooped
though?
your
What-
ass. If you, I see my kid putting on makeup, I'm whooping his ass. If you had a father, he would have whooped your ass. Flat the fuck out. So again, every time I see a fucking OnlyFans whore, no fucking father, and now we have a Looksmaxxing genre, and they don't have fathers around them too. This is not your fault. This is society's fault, like Don was saying. People fucking set this up to break up the nuclear family, and now you're a pawn in their game, and you don't even fucking know it.
I just think that based on my individual goals, nothing that has really been talked about in regards to these random issues that are being brought up have much relevance, and I focus on the things I do because I look at life through the lens of a business aspect, and I just take one bottleneck at a time. So I haven't gotten to the bottleneck of really considering societal issues when I have my own problems to deal with. And I think, like I said, it's disingenuous to go and talk about... I think most people talk about society because they just get dopamine from it and they don't actually care.
If you look at an investigation board and you look at one photo that is a lead, by itself it looks like it's an independent action. But if you look at what it pins to, what led to that event, then you can see it's a whole lot more intricate. You can't say that everything is random. It might appear random on its own, but like I said, these things, they segue into each other. We're all connected. All this is heading somewhere. Whether you want to accept that or not, you play a vital role in that. You do.
So then my question to you would be, what action should be taken differently from your perspective? Because my perspective is this. Get mass influence, use that mass influence for what I believe to be good, which is my ultimate philosophy of life that I operate on is help as many people as possible, and that help will come back to me. And the second life philosophy, or I guess idea that I want to push, is that guys should improve by every metric, whether that be money, status, looks. I just feel like that's an irrefutable...
Money, status, I agree with you. The looks is, I'm not sure about.
I'm heavily involved in politics. I've been in the White House like 4 times. Can go back anytime I want. Probably go back sometime next month. Been to Mar-a-Lago multiple times. Involved in a lot of events in politics.
That's real influence, by the way.
Man, I'll say, I stand against a lot of stuff that get you blackballed, get you defranchised, get you killed, etc. And what you say, you got to get to a certain point to be able to speak out. However, even at the smaller levels, I saw that there were problems in our party. And to be a leader, you got to address it. So I'm not saying to change it. I didn't leave the Republican Party. I wanted to help improve it. I'm not saying to leave Looksmaxxing, just address the faults in it. No one's telling you to drop your bag. That's unrealistic.
No one's saying that. No one's saying that.
There are faults in your industry that could be addressed. There's faults in my party that can be addressed, and I do it daily. I'm addressing it. But be careful with it, of course. But, I mean, to just sit there and sit out of it and let it just happen on its own, you're put in a position to be able to make a change if you want to.
Dylan, were you raised by a single mother?
No. I have a kind of weird upbringing where I like bounced around different, family figures. So that was
grandmother, stuff like that?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's the best way for society to raise kids?
I don't know how much I can speak on that issue, only because
you can speak on it. Keep it real, bro.
Well, I don't want to give an ill-informed opinion, so I don't know the answer.
You don't think having a mom and dad would be the best scenario to raise kids?
An answer. I do believe that having a strong family is good. So it's as simple as that. What you consider to be a strong family.
There you go. That means a mother and that means a father raising kids in the nuclear family. And listen. I want to make this clear to all the Looksmaxxers. Support the family units. Get this homosexuality out of this fucking sphere. You guys do this, I won't have any fucking issues with you.
The thing is, I just don't understand
because it destroys society from within. It destroys society from within.
I think it's just such a self-centered view to go and try and say that.
To say that I want to raise a mom and dad raising kids is self-centered?
Not that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about the whole sexuality thing. I just think that the idea that people should use that as like their focal point in life to worry about is just so...
Why do you think the main thing?
Why do you think porn is free?
I don't know the answer.
No, exactly. You don't know. So let me explain why it's here. Because it degrades the nuclear family. Guys see fucking a whole bunch of whores online. They start jacking off to them. And all of a sudden, they don't have that need to court a woman and start a family. This is what I'm talking about. You don't know. You just admitted you don't know. I'm explaining it. He's explaining it to you. You need a nuclear family for this nation to survive. For you to get your bag and continue to rise your bag and get more, you need to make sure we have enough nuclear families and, quite frankly, enough white nuclear families to start actually having a base so you can actually continue to make this bag. If this country collapses, it's going to collapse because of one thing. The nuclear family's been destroyed. And you, my friend, Whether you know it or not, you're promoting the destruction of nuclear family with this shit.
So by telling someone, do this to your hair, look better.
To telling a man to put on makeup, yeah, you should be telling that shit to your daughters, not your sons.
Makeup as a whole is just, this is all misconstrued to such a degree that it's just so, it's honestly kind of unbelievable because...
Yeah, from our part too, bro. From our part too, bro.
You're putting a mix of ingredients on your skin. Have you ever worn sunscreen before?
I try not to.
I'm black.
But you said you have.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my mom forced me to wear it. There you go. I don't wear it now.
Yo.
So, have you ever gotten a haircut before?
Yeah, I decide what type of haircut I get. Yeah.
All right, then to say that there's a black and white on Looksmaxxing is just so false. And then in regards to a haircut, you could argue that you're a Looksmaxxer too. So
I'm a Looksmaxxer? Bro. Listen. When it comes to getting a haircut and grooming yourself, I get it. I understand trimming yourself. I get all that. But to put on makeup, you're crossing a line where this is what women do. Now, if you're Tom Cruise and you're a Hollywood actor, it's acceptable. You're trying to make it acceptable on an everyday level. This is not everyday level shit. This is for top A-list actors. Or maybe for you and Clap, but this is not good for society. I'm trying to tell you, if you have a whole bunch of men putting on makeup, we cooked. You think the Chinese have their fucking boys putting on makeup?
I tell you what's not good for society?
Talk to me.
Is dividing people, and that's what you're doing.
I'm dividing people?
Yes.
I believe that's false.
There's certain things that obviously won't be split down the middle, but there are certain things that will be something that almost everyone can agree on. So, for example, my belief is something that almost everyone can agree on. The idea that guys should improve. So
with you.
Okay, so we agree on that.
Okay.
So I focus on the things that everyone can agree on, and I push those things. Now, say the makeup thing. Obviously, you disagree with that.
Yes, 100%.
So
guys should not wear makeup.
Explain how, for example, if you have a pimple and you put some cream to cover that pimple. Okay, so I
just pop it. I just pop it.
That's also pretty bad for your skin. I would avoid doing that.
I'm a man. I don't care. I got fucking battle. If I get scars, that fucking makes that's a battle wound as a man.
Yeah.
A battle wound from popping a pimple. You should dermastamp that and put some topical GHC.
It's not
that deep for a man.
You could ascend if you did that.
So wait,
I got a big enough bag. I don't give a fuck about that.
Would you say it is important all men should also get money?
It depends on your outlook on life. If you want to live in the capitalist society,
did you feel like for yourself
then,
you thought you should get money?
Yes.
Why didn't you rob a bank?
Because that's obviously the most logical way to
get money.
It's not logical. It's an extreme to get money. It's not needed. There's other ways to get money than robbing a bank. The same thing could be said with Looksmaxxing. It's the extreme. It's not the fact that it exists. You can get money, you can look good, but it's the extremes.
I think it's just overanalyzing it. So my take that I'm trying to push, I think you guys are doing significantly more harm by saying that makeup has to do with sexuality than me telling people to do it. And let me finish this point. If we can isolate certain products or things outside of sexuality entirely, then that way you can avoid any disagreement that you have and just use it. So yeah, you might disagree with that. I personally believe putting something over a pimple has nothing to do with sexuality, and it's just a complete slippery slope fallacy to go and say that it is some big thing. It's like, yeah, you can make that argument, but at the end of the day, every actor, actress, celebrity, and people in power, and even people that you agree with in like politics and all this are also doing it. So I would analyze the people you surround yourself with, and
we cannot shift
take a look at those people.
Look, we're beating a dead horse here. You obviously are on your path to Looksmax heaven. We're on a different path.
God heaven.
And you know, I wish people can see the discourse here was happening in real time. And shout out to you for coming. But obviously speaking, makeup is definitely you know, I would say that's a more abstract version of Looksmaxxing, but still it's like for the young boys, I don't think you should be doing that anyway. But again, you like it, so I guess
Younger generation. This is the generation that's gonna have to go to war with the Chinese. You think
Yeah.
the Chinese are fucking putting out fucking makeup with
No.
their guys? You think the Russians are fucking doing this shit?
called-
They're gonna eat these guys for lunch if
called-
we fucking go to war. Yo, we need these fucking AI fucking Terminators to come quick,
So,
bro. Because this next
let's-
generation ain't on it.
Let's hear the logic behind that. Let's hear it. Why would guys who say put on makeup like to cover a pimple, for example,
I'm talking
be
about- I'm
less effective on a battlefield? Like why?
Your focus is on looks, not actually being a fucking man.
That's just
that
inaccurate.
that
though.
is
It's- as I said,
100%
this
what
just
it is.
all fallacies. This is all fallacies. Fixing your looks is minimal, and it's just an order. It's literally a question of order of operations. There's no question of like. You keep using the fallacy, trying to say that you can only focus on looks, which is just so unbelievably untrue and just dishonest to even address it that way, because not one Looksmaxxer that I know who is actually being serious says that you can only focus on looks. I've never heard that before in my life. And not to mention,
But you put that
you
above all else.
probably are just actually inefficiently using your time if you're not Looksmaxxing, because you're actually doing things to improve your looks, like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, grooming, and you're just being inefficient with your time when you could do all of that probably more efficiently and just take 5 minutes out of your day to improve a metric that is very obviously important. Instead, you have to conflate it with all these random political issues, which is just so unrelated. It's unbelievable.
Well, obviously, the younger generation don't give a damn about politics, and it's for good reason. This is why every single generation has less and less freedom, because they start thinking like this. Yeah. Let me make this clear to the people out there. If you are a father watching this and you have fucking kids and they're gonna start putting on makeup, beat their fucking ass. Do not allow this to happen, okay? The only thing me and him have in common is because I respect him for being a good capitalist. I respect him for being a good capitalist, and he fucking made his money. More power to you, bro. Because I put status and money right here. And if you're a woman, looks. This Looksmaxxing thing. This is completely
strategy. The strategy has changed. You don't have the ability to operate under the current timeline. So
what am I supposed to do? Get fucking plastic surgery to try to look as best as I can? What type of bullshit is that, bro? This is nonsense.
You're basically just saying money and status are over looks, is what you're saying.
100%.
And yes, I would agree.
Okay, we're good then.
The difference is the strategy.
Collab didn't agree with that.
It depends on the regard. So, in the regard for, say, a girl truly liking you for you, then yes, looks are more important. But as an
you think looks are the most important for a woman to like you? You're gonna get divorced. You're gonna get divorced. 100%.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the regard of, for example, sleeping with girls. But I'm saying, yeah, sure, in the regard of a girl long term, they want security. But to answer this, to address the other point you made. We don't disagree that money and status are more important than looks for most people. The point that I'm making is, strategically speaking, because of the timeline that we are in, improving your looks is one of the quickest routes to money and status. And yes, it was not the case for you back then.
Okay.
But you're not able to operate under the current timeline. The current timeline
get it.
And it's subject to change too. So I'm operating under a current timeline that improving your looks will be the quickest route to money and status. And the reason I say that is because I've done it, Collab's done it, every Looksmaxxer is doing it, and not to mention there's an entire subset.
How many famous Looksmaxxers are there?
It's not just Looksmaxxers though. Anyone in social. Would you agree that social media? Actually, I don't even have to ask this question because you are proving my point by sitting here right now. Social media is one of the best vehicles for business. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I mean that's just the way the times right now.
Would you agree or disagree that being easy to look at or interesting to look at increases your ability to go viral?
Okay. So
yes or no?
Listen, I'm just gonna make this clear.
It's just a strategy.
This guy is not a Casanova. Neither is this guy, and neither am I. And neither am I. Okay, we are at the top of our field without the Looksmaxxing. Flat out, there's no one above me in my field. Absolutely no one. I got my shit on a fucking lock, and I'm not a good-looking guy. So I'm not with that Looksmaxxing because I did it with hard work, charisma, and what he talks about all the time, networking. Now, what I would say, if you're a woman, looks above all else. If you're a woman, looks above all else. Because if you're a man, money, status, woman, looks. Because if you have looks as a woman, the money and status will come. If you have looks as a man, the other stuff is not guaranteed.
I'm just saying it's so unbelievably easy to improve that metric, and it is a metric that is proven to work. So
With shallow people, maybe.
for anyone, if so, like this would be the same as saying like, why do you take showers? Like why do you take showers? Like, let me ask you that. Why? Or do you take showers? I don't know if you do. I don't know if you think that's
In Miami, a couple times a day, brother. I mean, do you take showers to take off the makeup? I mean, how's that work?
I would argue in medieval times, or like whenever showers were invented, which was far after that, whatever.
Yeah.
People probably made the argument you're making right now, saying that showers were the bane of our existence. So why do you take showers? If you do, I don't know if you do, but if you take showers, why do you take them?
I mean, listen, bro. I think if we all went to Roman times, we'd all drop dead based off the smell alone. So listen.
So why do you take showers?
Because it's called personal hygiene.
Why
that doesn't mean you're gonna fucking put on matrix.
You're making some progress. So why does personal hygiene
I've been
matter?
taking showers before you've been bored,
So
kid.
why does personal hygiene matter?
Well, let's just put it this way: that is just a normal thing in society.
I mean,
you don't want to smell bad. You don't want to smell bad. How am I supposed to network with people you smell bad?
You can't really
you think
correlate
because
it.
something is wait, no, let's keep going. So you think because something is normalized, you basically justify doing something because it's normalized. Is that correct?
Yeah, having a nuclear family is normalized too.
So you say taking a shower is normalized. So what I'm trying to do is exactly what people have done for showers. Literally, I guarantee you, people were probably talked horribly about for the invention of showers.
This is a horrible analogy. This is a horrible analogy. This is a horrible analogy.
Let me get to the point. Now, same thing for toothpaste, same thing for all these random cosmetics that people use, and now we group it into hygiene. And I believe that by pushing this narrative, we could group all these other things that just statistically improve your life outcome to be grouped into something that is not political, a non-issue. But no, instead you try to put it into a grouping of an issue that is like a societal problem and show it to like the end of the world using like a slippery
and you still haven't answered why Peter Thiel funds this shit then.
So
because no one could accurately answer that other than Peter Thiel, nor do I know anything about.
Why do you think he funds it? Why do you think a homosexual billionaire funds the Looksmaxxing community?
I know nothing about Peter Thiel.
Maybe you should learn. Go ahead, Dom.
I'll say so. Two things. You can't really be screaming fallacy every time someone has a response, and then make a conspiracy.
Well, you guys happen to use a lot of fallacies.
Well, but you make a conspiracy about people not wanting to take showers through history.
It's not a conspiracy.
There was no one arguing that.
My argument is I would be now. I'm saying that I don't know this to be true or not, but I would be willing to bet.
But it's still a
that
fallacy.
There were people who heavily disagreed with the idea of showers.
You can't be screaming fallacy if you spread the fallacies yourself. And outside of that, you're also saying that these things they have no correlation. Would you say a single mother inside her home without a father and depending on welfare, does it have correlation to the government? Because you say we're making everything political. Do you think that's a political subject? A single mother? Just it's not a random question. Like having to depend on welfare. If we have a lot of money, or the fact that we have a lot.
Is welfare from the government?
No, the fact that we have a lot of. No. I'm saying the fact that we have a lot of. Let me make it a little bit more specific.
I'm asking that.
A little bit more specific. So let me say a little bit more specific.
This is so dumb. I'm asking that. I asked that question because it's such an obvious answer. It's like, yeah, obviously.
No, it's not the fact because it's welfare comes from the government, but I'm saying the fact that they're dependent on it. It's a lot of black women, black single mothers that's dependent on
black queens,
and that's on welfare. Do you think that has something to do with the government? It correlates, or is it something to do with lifestyle choices, environment, etc.? Or
welfare is from the government. Yeah, it's related.
Yeah, it's from the government. They pay it. Do you think they're trying to keep them on it?
I can't speak for the government. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe they want them dependent on it.
Like you can claim to know the answers. I think my belief is a lot more
not
reasonable because I'm claiming to not know the answers.
I'll give you citations.
You guys are basically claiming to know all the answers
because we're older and we have more life experience and we actually raise people. This guy supports his family. He's the one in his family he made it. He's the one in his family who made it. I'm the one in my family that made it because we have life experience. That's why we can talk about these issues. You know about Looksmaxxing.
So you can continue your point.
So I mean, it's not claiming to know it. After the Civil Rights Act of 1964, they made it to where a mother, if she has a husband, she can't receive welfare and food stamps, which led to women divorcing their men to be able to have more money to survive for themselves, thus destroying the nuclear family. The same can be said with promoting homosexuality. Is to destroy the nuclear family. Is to make the men not need the women and the women not need the men. You give the women independence and you give niggas homosexuality. The government was completely in control of black women now dependent on food stamps. Yes, because they were able to actually get paid with having husbands, and they cut that off. So the response is this independent, and you could say that it's an independent action, but at the end of the day, there was a hidden hand in the back to make that happen, to make it so. These women now that's dependent on the government, they're saying, fuck a man, I don't need a nigga, are without their own consent.
Byproduct of that.
Yes, they're tools.
You know, every one of us is going to have to answer for what we did when it's time to go to the afterlife. Every single one of us. And I'm telling you, kid, you want to make sure that you're spreading good things and you're using your influence for positivity. I'm not saying being good looking doesn't help. Obviously it does. I'm just saying that make sure your message is very clear, because people could watch what you're doing and interpret it that, oh, we can go down this route. And you just want to make sure that the nuclear family is something you support in life. Because here's what I'm hearing, kid. I want to be as good looking as possible, but I'm not going to bring kids into the world. This is cooks.
And
this is going to cook society.
And one last thing I want to say is, I don't know who's the name of the individual who keep getting his hair pulled off. I don't know if they clip farming.
Androgenic.
So yeah, with him, I want to reference your shoulder pads and Fresh and No Homo. So Fresh, like he said, he take the shirt off. The dude, he went through humiliation, them taking off his hair, and those same bitches that looked like they were stunned to be around him, what they do? Laugh at him, pointing at him. That's the true nature of women. If you fake it, bro, and they found out it's fake, you're a joke to these women. They'll eat you alive. You want to achieve it the right way. You don't want anything. You don't want to hop in a pool with your bitch and then both of your makeup falling off. You want to, I'm saying these women, they laugh about that. But this is the shit that they laugh about.
That's getting clipped.
And this is what I'm supposed to do, to be here as a man to try to warn you from that humiliation, because they're here to destroy you. And
well, the shoulder pad thing it's really just funny. It's actually like kind of a low tier Looksmax. It's not actually that great. It's more so just like for the joke of it. It actually is a pretty decent ascension. But to refute that point, I've actually been caught lacking like countless times, and actually it has never once detrimented me. They actually find it like
Dylan,
more attractive than I'm willing
but
to.
your mindset is different. You don't care about none of this.
If you weren't famous or lit, they would definitely have an effect. Trust me.
I'm trying to tell, bro.
Well,
In the back of their mind, they're thinking, yo,
listen.
This guy's lame.
That's the ability to operate under current context, which it seems. I'm not gonna really say anything too crazy, but I feel like that's a very common issue. I didn't know people couldn't operate under context, because everything is contextual, and I think blanketed statements are just so faulty. So I don't know. I just can't believe this. This is just like funny. It's like you're basically saying it. You're like, if you didn't have this, it's like, well, I do. So it's like, okay.
No. But the point he's making it to a broader audience. Doing what you do is not possible. And look, even myself as well. I know where I'm at. I know who I am. It's easy because of who I am. But I can get away with shit that
if you were still working if you were still working at Chick-fil-A, you wouldn't be having these lines of bitches coming through here, I promise you.
Yeah. One mistake like that, I've lost a girl.
It's just funny though.
But we can make
it's like funny.
But
it's like, bro,
that's the independent
if you're so desperate for a girl, you should like just Looksmax. Like if you look better, you won't be desperate. Trust me, though, it won't be as much of a problem.
But to his point, she gonna leave anyway.
Yeah.
Who?
The girl.
That's just like has not been the case for anyone I've known. Like
you never had a girl. You never had a girl cheat on you.
No, I've never had a girl cheat on me. But also, I've never even had I've never been caught with say shoulder pads. Like I'll take this out right now.
Damn,
it's literally just funny, bro.
That's crazy.
I've never been caught with this. And they find it funny, and they actually respect me more because I don't care.
That's crazy. Women put it here, now guys put it here. Shit's nuts.
It's mug. It's frame mug. It's a frame mug.
So your girls,
mug.
you've never been cheated on. You went through the phones and verified all that. Because I'm gonna say something real quick. Because if you so confident that you haven't been cheated on, what would it do to you if you found out the same things that you think that she thought was cool, she's talking shit about you to some other dude that thinks that shit is funny to him?
I would be okay with it because I think people just do whatever in their own best self-interest.
You've gotten that validation from checking the phones, and so you know you're good. Right.
You're asking me if I've gone through a girl's phone?
Yeah.
No, I don't really care to do that.
Okay. I got
my wife won't make a tweet without asking me.
Dylan, your girl currently, right? The one I've seen on camera. Where was she before you?
Bills.
She was doing some content
say,
stuff,
bro?
yeah.
Yeah. And what happened to her then?
Roll down there, bro. That's all I can say.
What happened to her then?
That didn't go too well. That one you actually got me. That's actually kind of funny, yeah.
Brother, no man is escaping the actual reality of how women operate.
Yeah.
It could be black pill, red pill, blue pill, you name it. Doesn't matter. To my point, I'm just saying we can get away with a lot of stuff that they can't get away with. It's just what it is. Now, we got some readings here as well.
Yeah, let's get to the readings.
Give them a break.
Yeah, let's give him. By the way, you've done a fucking good job over here defending your beliefs. So I'll give you that, bad. At the end of the day, we're here for content. We're here to clip stuff up. It is what it is. And again, one thing I will point out is 5 is the number of looks. Him and Clav are both born 2005 with the 5 on the back end. So this makes sense. And again, roosters do care an awful lot about their looks. It is what it is. All right, let's go to the readings.
All right, we got here our boy, $3,000.
What?
Mango Speed 1. I'm kidding.
It's Indonesia, man.
It's $100.
Indonesian money.
Yeah, no, it's $100.
The fuck?
Mango Speed. Shout out to you for supporting the show. Shout out to Gary for all the great knowledge. Planning for the future and wondering if you believe that as a tiger, I can't be successful in the States. Love the USA, but I'll leave it if necessary for my own success. Lastly, any recommendations for 2028? 7 to 86.
Yeah. So first of all, if you're a rat and you're living in New York, which is a rat state, rat city, excuse me, it's going to be extremely negative. So if you're a tiger, you want to live in the tiger area, but not in your enemy year. So yes, I would probably get out of the United States of America, which was founded 1776, year of the monkey, because you're a tiger in 2028. The exact opposite of Fresh. That's when I expect Fresh to blow the fuck up, even to like new levels and shit like that.
Can't wait.
Because that's like, again, look at Fresh. How the hell did he make it? Where are you from?
Barbados.
Some shithole, okay? He came to America.
Barbados actually nice.
Some shithole.
It's actually one of the nice spots. Yeah,
It's a shithole. Anything outside of America is a shithole.
taking that.
Okay?
It's a vacation spot. No, that's actually a vacation spot.
Whatever you say, man. But he is making it in America. He's born 1992, year of the monkey. He's in America, Monkey City, and Miami was founded in 1896, year of the monkey. So based off the energy of him being in the right place, he fucking made it. Now, what I'm going to tell you, the best place for you is most likely California. Now, F Gavin Newsom and all the politics there, but there's good places like Orange County. There's good places like San Diego. So if you're asking me the best place for you in the United States of America, I would say California, founded in the year of the dog. Hope that helps.
All right. We have another one here, I believe.
Yeah, that was a 305, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it from my channel now.
We got here JJ NX4CS says, gentlemen, Don, Gary, will I ever find my wife and will it look like I'll have a big family of my own? Birthday seems to be September 27th, 2004. Also, will power or wealth be with me in the future? And getting closer to my 28-1 PY will affect me negatively since I'm born on the 27th. What should I do?
So first of all, we have another example of someone who's a 6 life path who wants family. 6 is the number of families. So when people have that 6 energy, whether they know it or not, the only way they're going to be really happy in life is if they have a family. Dylan, what's your birthday?
February 15th.
So you're born on the 15th. So you're a young kid. I'm going to make this very clear. Fuck all the Looksmaxxing, fuck all of that. Unless you have kids, unless you actually learn to put something above yourself, you will never be truly happy in life. And you're young. I don't expect you to have kids right away, but you're going to have kids if you're going to fulfill yourself. You're a 6 life path. This is something you need in life. Going back to you, my friend, you're born on the 27th. I expect you to fucking take off just like Red Pill Aries born on the 27th in 2027. I've made this correlation many times. I'll say it again. Zerka born on the 23rd. This guy born on the 23rd blew up in 2023. Jaylen Brown became the fucking man in the NBA in 2024 when he won the NBA title, won the MVP of the NBA Finals, and he's born on the 24th. Same thing with people born on the 25th last year, 26th this year, and 27th next year. So I expect the economic collapse next year. I expect all this shit to go to the tank. Why? Next year's the year of the GOAT. If we look at tradition, the worst year in stock market history was 1931, the year of the GOAT. Go back to 2015, the year of the GOAT. We had a fucking record low on the Dow. So next year is not going to be good. But for you, you can actually make some moves next year because of 27. Now you're asking me about making money. Whenever that 28 is around you, use it to your benefits. I can't tell you the number of billionaires I met in my life who have that number 28. I introduced Dom and him to a billionaire who's a 28 life path. One of the most humble men you ever met.
Very humble guy.
Could you imagine having having that much money and being that humble? And then, like, remember what he told you?
He was a regular person.
Yeah, and remember what he told you? What does he drive? A Suburban.
Yeah, Suburban.
Not no supercar, none of that other stuff. He is a family man driving a Suburban. So if you have a 28, hoard the money. Don't actually spend it on luxury because that will be your pitfall. Lastly, that 27, someone's born on the 9th, 18th, 27th. The only thing I really worry about with you guys is two things. Number one, drugs. A lot of people who are 9 life paths have drug issues. Clav. Obviously, Clav's a 9. He's getting over his issues. Shout out to Clav. I hope this is something he promotes. No drug use. Even Tate called him out on that shit. Tate doesn't promote drugs. No. He promotes something even worse, Islam, but, it is what it is.
He said he's going to stop.
Yeah, and the last thing with the people with the 9 energy, there's a reason simp, first vowel is I and I is 9th letter. A lot of people who have that 9 energy are simps to women. Make sure you understand it's all an illusion, my friend, and you'll be fine. Who's next?
You got Nicole Kirilova, 2398. First off, thank you for all the knowledge, Gary. I'm pregnant with my horse son, coming by the end of July/early August. My birthday is 5/18/2003, and my husband is 7/5/2001. Can't wait to see what you have to tell me for our little family.
Well, you are a 1 life path and a goat. So women who are the goats are naturally looksmaxxing without even trying. The best looking people out there are goats. They look good without the makeup. That will never change. When I look at you as a 1 life path, listen, you can be more on the athletic side. Let's see your husband real quick. He's a 5. Oh, he's keeping you busy in the bedroom. That's for sure. He's born on the 5th, so that makes sense. Look at that number right there. He's that 18 and that 5. The 9 always follows the 5 because the 5 is the best looking, as we talked about with his birthday with the 5 at the end. So is Clav's. That husband is born on the 5th, and she is born on the 18th. They do very good in the bedroom together. Let's just put it that way. What do you see for me as a family? Listen, I married a woman who was willing to have a C-section on the day I wanted, because I wanted a kid born on a certain day. I don't know if you're willing to go that far. If you are, then have kids that are basically extremely compatible with you. But are you willing to do that? I found a woman who is. My woman does exactly what the hell I tell her to do. Why? Because she actually understands that the male is supposed to lead the household. Do we have the same energy here? I'm not sure, because you're a 1 life path, and 1s do not like to be told what to do, whether, they just don't. So my recommendation to you didn't tell me how far along you are or anything like that, but having a kid born on the 26th would probably be the best thing you can do this year. Elon Musk even follows this system. We talked about 28 being the number of wealth. Elon Musk, born on the 28th, the so-called richest man in the world, had a kid born on the 28th. How many times did I tell you, since I had a kid born on the 28th, I had multiple M's start coming to my family? The 28 attracts money. I mean, Dom, you have a 28 in your life. Hasn't the money went up since then?
Yeah.
Significantly. So you have some options. The type of kid you want. Do you want a loyal kid? That's going to be a kid who's born on the 6th. Do you want a kid who's going to be extremely business-minded, oriented? Then you're going to want that one energy. Once you understand this information and you're willing to go through the hoops that you have to, meaning C-sections, you can pick the child you want. You can pick what you want in life. So it's a very, very important thing, at least in my mind. Lastly, to the husband, keep up in the bedroom. If you don't, going to be issues.
All right, Jonathan Sotaro, 9/9, 1988. Sorry, 1998. What does it mean to be a 999? Definitely not like typical 9 tiger. My dad is also a life path 9 tiger, born on the 9th. If it's warranted molds. Any advice from upcoming 28/1 year?
2 9s. Well, first of all, you have a past life connection with your dad. Any son, any mother that has a child born on the same day they do, you have a past life connection. That is what it means. Now, as a tiger, just don't be that impulsive. Tigers are the most impulsive people on the planet. They just jump into things. And the worst ones to date, I'm telling you, you'll start seeing this. And you already knows about this. Tiger women, yo, bro, they will fucking be in love with you one day. They wake up the next, they fucking don't even like you anymore.
Yeah.
Megan Fox is a perfect example of this. Beautiful woman, tiger, fucking married Brian Austin Green. She married for status. He was bigger than her back then. And then when she got bigger than him, she's out. She took all the kids with her. Yeah. So the male tigers, I want you to understand this. Your environment matters to you more than anything else. Do not surround yourself with trash. If I had a 9 life path child, I would vet every friend, every person they have around them. The same way my wife isn't ever going to be around any whores or any fucking single mothers. They start adapting to their environment, especially the 9s. Lastly, my friends, I would be really worried about 2028 if I were you. I would prepare. You're in your positive year cycle right now. You're a horse. I mean, this is a horse year. You're a tiger. This is the year you make moves. Did you start doing like extending last year? Is that where you made like your biggest come up?
I would say virality wise, yeah.
Okay, so he's a rooster. He went viral in the year of the snake. Roosters and snakes are best friends. Just like Clav went viral, he's a rooster. So if you do it based off your friendly energies, you know how this shit works. That's how it always worked. When did Fresh and Fit start? 2020?
Yeah.
That was the year of what? The rat? You're a monkey. Who's your friend?
I guess a rat.
So what you have to understand is if you do things based off timing and you know how the system works, you will get a step ahead of everybody else.
Nice.
Next.
Kayla Catherine. And we'll do a couple more here. Shoot, one more. Oh, a couple more. Cool.
Damn, I'm like a cheap whore today, huh?
Yo, Gary, what 13 is better for money? The day you're born or life after 13? My daughter is February 8th, 2010. 13/4 life path. My son is August 1st, 22. 15/6 life path. But in the old calendar, he should be June 1st, 2022. 13/4 life path. Do you think the old calendar gives you give secondary energy?
So when you look at the number 13, you can start looking all around society and you see McDonald's, you see Marathon, you see M&M's. Why? M is the 13th letter. Our whole society, from the legal system, 12 jurors, 1 judge, to astrology, 12 signs, 1 sun, is based off the number 13. Why? Because there's 13 ruling bloodline families that run all of this shit. And that's not changing any fucking time soon. It's all musical chairs who fucking runs it. Yeah. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Lee family, Romanovs.
Yeah.
And again, I personally have seen a lot more people succeed when they have the number 13 in their birthday on the 13th than the overall 13. But remember, bro, if you have that 4 energy, 1 and 3 is 4, the only way you're really going to make it in life is if you work your ass off. Like, listen, if there's a number of a slave, it's a number 4. Dom, how you were stuck in your like house for months just making 80 tweets a day? You had no social life.
No, not at all.
You're a 4. All you do is work.
So I feel complete.
The only way you're gonna make it with 4 energy is if you outwork everybody else. Looking at your son, he's a 6 tiger. Yeah, that's gonna be a loyal kid out there. I'm not worried about what he should be. That secondary energy doesn't matter. If the world believes today is June 13th, then and everyone in the world believes that, that's what it's going to be, because the Matrix is going to give that energy right back. Next.
Numinous 44. I'm 7/14/1990. Metal horse. Born at 2:15 p.m. Mother fire horse born 8/16/66. Firstborn son snake 5/25/13. Only really interested in finances.
You gotta love the horse, man. Right down to business, man. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I want that fucking bag. And it makes sense. Myron, how many hours a day does he stream?
At least 8.
8 hours a day. He's born in the year of the horse. Horses are here to outwork everybody else. They're kind of like 4 life bats. Listen, my advice to you, get in the tech field. Get in the tech field, AI, that is the... And you know what? Horses are like the computer scientists. They're the best when it comes to coding. They're the absolute best at it. So when a horse asks me to get that bag, I tell him to get into tech, because that is the absolute best field for you guys.
Wow. Good stuff. We got BHDZ.
Oh, hold on. Your kid is born 5/25. So I want to make this clear. 5/25, and I'm not talking about your kid, but women who are born 5/25 are absolutely craziest bitches on the planet. Absolutely, like, seriously.
Wait, how you know that?
Bro.
How you know that, Gary? Yo.
Well, I had to get rid of some bitches in my group born 5/25. I remember one day, it was about 15 years ago, I was doing readings. I did 4 readings for 4 men who were all getting divorced by some bitch born 5/25. And I was having issues with the bitch in my group born 5/25. I won't even let a woman born 5/25 in my group. I don't give a fuck how much money.
Damn.
Yeah, she can give me fucking 100K. Go hit the bricks. I don't want anything to do with you. You bitches are fucking nuts. Men, a little bit different, but they're all intelligent. Anyone born in the 7th, 16th, 25th, yeah, that they're gonna be all about the intelligence maxing. Let me make this clear. If someone's a 3, if someone's a 5, this is what you're looking for. That Looksmaxxing. That is your target audience. The 3s and the 5s. This is their target audience. If you're into 7s, I'm your target audience. If you're into 1s or 11s, then it's going to be the bodybuilding thing. If you understand how energy works, you understand who your audience is. Next.
BHDZ 28. February 1st, 96, male. How or what can I expect this upcoming year?
Bills, can you look up on the Q app real quick or Brett, if 2/1/1996 is a rat or a pig? I'm assuming it's a pig, but I just want to make sure before I start giving advice. Yes. Looking at your birthday, you're gonna have money. You're gonna be rich. It's not even a question. It's written all over your birthday. Aquariuses have such a fucking edge over every fucking buddy else. So it's a pig? Yeah. So let me make this clear. Money is going to fucking be coming to you all your life. But Aquariuses like this guy, they have an edge over everybody else right now. We are in the age of Aquarius. The richest guy I know, the guy they met, the billionaire, he is an Aquarius. The richest athlete I know used to play for the Miami Heat, went to the NBA Finals with him, won't mention his name, but he is an Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. In the age of Aquarius, it's all about rebelling against the system. It's all about rebelling against norms. And right now, even though you just went through your enemy year, you know that didn't keep you down. 28s need to focus on the bag, but I just want to be very clear about this. The biggest mistakes I've seen 28s make is neglect their families. I cannot tell you the number of times I talked to rich 28s who are 50s and 60s, and they regretted not going to their kids' baseball games, What does it matter if you fucking have 1 billion or 1.1 billion? It's not going to make any difference. So for the 28s, the money's going to come because you're like a magnet to it. But my advice to you, don't neglect the family. But then again, Fresh, I've never seen a male pig with money be faithful to a woman.
Never?
Never. Because, listen, there's some signs that won't cheat. Period. Definitely a lot fewer nowadays because of society. But if someone is born in the pig year, they'll take care of their wife, they'll take care of their kids, but they're going to have a couple side bitches, especially with that money.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. All right, and last one here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let me give a shout out to the newest member of GG33. Let me give a shout out to my man, Corex. He has joined the team, and he is going to be a Q influencer. Shout out to him. Peter Thiel, October 11th, 1967. Yeah, I mean, we know what it is. He's an 8 life path. He's supposed to have money. We know this. Peter Thiel had a lot to do with J.D. Vance becoming the vice president of the United States. Peter Thiel has a lot of power in this world. I'm just not a big fan of the way he uses power. But we live in the capitalist society. He lives in Miami, right down the street, about 15 minutes from here. Okay. So, he can do... Just imagine what Peter Thiel did. He has proven that social media is more powerful than Hollywood.
Yeah.
2 million a month in clipping seems like a lot of money.
No.
To a billionaire, it's like fucking $20 to me.
Yeah.
Okay? He has got more influence spending $2 million a month on clippers than anyone in Hollywood has got spending a fucking $100 million. Yeah. So by Peter Thiel's actions alone, he is proving that the influencer space are the real fucking influencers. The Hollywood people. Listen, my kids don't even know who the actors' names anymore.
Yeah.
I grew up knowing Sylvester Stallone, Arnold what?
Schwarzenegger.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up watching all these guys, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all the action heroes. No one gives a fuck about them anymore. As a matter of fact, they're trying to come in our space now.
Yeah.
And Peter Thiel, with $2 million a month, what's he been running this shit for? About 10 months now?
Yeah, 10
Spent about $20 million to get the amount of influencing he has got in the Looksmaxxing space for a measly $20 million. Bro, he is basically showing you that this is the way forward, 100%.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Follow him on Twitter, Corex.
Got
I'm not doing. Listen, those 199 ones, you can wait till Zerka's here next week. You can do that with him. I'm not doing no fucking shit for 199. What do you think this is? 100 or above, bro.
You want to take a short break here?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll come right back, man. I'm gonna smoke one real quick.
We got the
I'm gonna do some smoke maxing.
So Dylan, this one's for you. Then we'll close up right here after this. So this actually I saw today, kind of heartbreaking. Bodybuilders spend their entire life working in the gym on themselves, and this is the result of working in the gym nonstop, where they are today. Huh?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is bad, yo. I'm not gonna lie.
Most bodybuilders are broke as hell. The only thing they're good at is the gym.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh.
By the way, this is Looksmaxxing back in the day, full time. Here we go.
This is sad.
Bodybuilders destroyed by the game. Flex Wheeler, before.
Pause. He has a face in his abs. You see that shit? Bro.
Yeah.
Bro. That's next level Looksmaxxing. A
He
face in your
he has a
abs?
second face. That's got to be a halo
Holy
or something.
smokes.
Not the way he has it up.
Hold on. What does that mean, Dylan? What does that mean?
That shit's hilarious.
Halo is just like something that's like good. I'm kidding. That doesn't really look great, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's
Okay, here we go.
hilarious.
He has two faces. Yeah.
Is this actually attracted to women? Are women actually attracted to the way motherfuckers that looked at the bit? Oh my
That
god.
nigga lost his leg?
Dude.
Oh my.
Yo, why you saying that,
That's
though?
crazy, bro.
Yo, that's
How the
yeah,
hell?
this is messed up. Damn.
That's sad.
Very sad.
Ronnie Coleman, before.
Looks first, huh?
After.
Oh my. This is sad. This is so sad.
Very sad.
Oh my. I really feel bad for these people.
Chris Dim, before.
Oh, I thought it was just the brothers. We got an Asian here.
After.
My. He's still at it, though. He's still at it. Broke his back. That's sad, bro.
So Dylan, thoughts on this? Because I obviously you're not gym full time, but like thoughts on this?
I just think it's kind of unnecessary to get that jacked, unless it's like a passion. So it's like I can't really judge them for doing that if that was their life goal, because they were gonna deteriorate anyway, just like because of biology. So it happened sooner for them than most people. But if it was their passion, I can't really fault them for it. I kind of respect it, but I definitely wouldn't do that. I don't really work out that much. I'd try to do it to a healthy amount, and I just try to stay lean, which is the most optimal for like brain function.
Do you support the use of TRT or any a trend or any steroids?
I don't talk about steroids because the average person is too ill-informed to properly use anything of the sort. But like for something like TRT, it's like usually just medically prescribed. So it's like I think that could actually benefit people who are deficient in testosterone. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next one, and then we'll head back to the chats.
Who's this whore?
Yeah, so Extra Emily leaked her browser tabs on stream, revealing she had a viewbotting website open, allegedly. Dylan, thoughts on viewbotting? Obviously, we know most people viewbot is what it is.
No, not us.
But yeah, not us. But thoughts on it?
I think that she probably, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt to an extent, but like that's pretty damning. I think literally everyone just kind of view bots.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you'll see they'll have like under 1,000 like viewers. Like for me, I'm getting literally the most views on like kicks clipping, like at least trajectory wise. I'm not getting the most, but I'm getting like I'm the fastest climbing.
Yeah.
And I'm having like 100 viewers because I'm not botting. These people who have like 10,000, 20,000 probably have less than 1,000 real people.
They're botting.
Yeah, and you can really just tell by like, so yeah, I'll literally have like 100 even as someone getting like millions of views a day. So
Good point.
yeah, I'm not surprised. But also I don't really like, I don't know. I actually appreciate Kick, so I can't really promote viewbotting just because Kick like gave me an opportunity and it's against their TOS, so. But I actually, like, if Kick viewbotted me or something because they wanted to, like, add credibility to their platform, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't lie to my viewers and be like, oh, this is real. I would just kind of be like, oh, whatever.
No, we're definitely under 1,000, but I'll tell you one thing. You go to my TikTok, you go to my IG, you go to my Facebook. We're approaching about 3 million clips a day at this point. Doesn't matter where it is.
Yep.
What do I care to viewbot this where I'm still going to get millions in clips no matter what?
Yeah, exactly.
I've literally got billions in fucking clips. So I think I'm at about 12 billion so
Also,
far.
newsflash: companies now are getting smarter. They'd rather put an ad read in a clip now than most live streams. Cause think about it: you watch a clip in its full entirety, and at the end, what do you see? A steak promo, a company product at the very end. A live stream, who's watching a full 2-3 hours? Not many people. So clips are definitely where it's at now. All right. And then we'll go back to chat. No. Thank you, sir. We'll go back to chat.
All right. If you guys want a reading 98 or above, we don't do anything below that because I got standards. And we about that bag here. But quite frankly, I don't even do readings anymore. I used to do them for 1,000 for 30 minutes. I don't do them. But if you want to go to my trained students, gg33readings.com, and you can go to get readings from people I personally trained who are the best at the best because they learn from the best. Me, motherfucker. You ever see so many super chats?
No, that's crazy. That's kind of an unlock for me. Yeah, that's a strat. That's a good strat there.
Because I own my space. That's why.
For sure.
No one else could do this. All right, let's go. Fresh.
Wait, is Eric?
Yeah. Did we not do this one? No.
No, we did.
No, we didn't do that one right there.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
Why is he before Caleb? Okay.
We did. Caleb came twice.
Got it. What's up, Gary? Been following Numerology through you for a while. Just became a lifetime member on Q app. Shout out to you. My question is, how can I build wealth being a 5 life path born October 16th, 95. Any tips or suggestions on what should I be focused on to build wealth and get that bag?
Yeah, so 5s can't be behind a desk job. That's just not going to work for people who are 5 life paths. 5s need to be on the move. So a lot of people who are successful pilots are 5s. A lot of traveling businessmen who are successful are 5s. You have charisma. You have the gift of gab. 5s are the most entertaining people in the world. I mean, you look at Dom over here. He's born on the 23rd. His mouthpiece is very underrated. He's got probably the most underrated mouthpiece in the game because he's quiet here. He doesn't like talk much, but when he fucking puts on those jets, he is literally one of the best in the game. And that's why Elon shut him down. He doesn't like an articulate black man getting a whole bunch of fucking news and running Twitter. So Elon Musk, fuck you. Anyways, fuck him. And Elon, let me make this clear. I want to make this clear. I don't give a fuck. What are you going to do? Take out my Twitter account where I got 70,000? I don't give a fuck. I got 3-4 million on other platforms. Kiss my fucking white ass. And let me tell you something else, Musk. I don't give a fuck how much money you have, how much influence you have. You have a transgender fucking kid. You failed as a man in life. So guess what? Fuck you again. Actually, let's go back to this. The Q app by far is the best app there is. I'm not talking shit about Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is a family man. Hey, Elon, you think Zuckerberg gonna have a transgender kid? I fucking doubt it. I'll bet all the amount of money I have, that's not gonna happen. With you, I think he's gonna have more than one. By the way, people should look at what happened to his first kid. No comment anymore. As a 5 life path, you should be Looksmaxxing. I want to make that clear. If you're a 5, if you're a 3, that could definitely help you in life, especially if you're a woman. 5s are the best looking. Don't believe me? Go on your Facebook, put in people born on the 5th, 14th, 23rd. You will see it yourself. Seeing is believing. Lastly, 5s evolve more than any other number. They usually start off as liberals and they end up as conservatives. One of the people who put me on is Michael Savage. You remember Michael Savage, don't you? Mm-hmm. One of the best talk show hosts ever. He just had it, bro. And remember, I broke in the radio days. Before all this social media, bro, if I was his age doing the social media shit, I would have owned this shit fucking a long time ago. I was the old man in the game. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone my age is ever going to get in this space again, organically. There's no chance in hell anyone ever organically gets in this space at my age without being pushed by anyone. I did this all myself. But going back to you, your main number is 5. Your secondary number is 16, 7. But you notice how you have that 5 on the back end? You have to live your life as a 5. Basically, don't be a whore, but use looks to your advantage. That's, or I would say, if I was to apply numerology to Looksmaxxing, my number one client base would be 5s, by far. I understand you don't know what numerology means and is, but it's one of those things in life where it's a cheat code. We're all looking for cheat codes. We're all looking for something that help us get ahead. Numerology is what helped everyone here ascend. Like he won't go out with a girl anymore without knowing their birthday. Neither would he. So it is what it is. All right, next.
Kill again. Male 1017, 1982, 2911 life path. I've noticed that on any life path 7 day, I always have problems in any field of life. On any 9 life path day, I have the best day. What could that be?
You have the best day on 9s. The only way to justify that is 10, 1, and 7 is a 9. That's the only way I could see is justifying that. But, as a dog, I'm just going to be very honest with you. Dogs need the spotlight. Dogs need to be in the spotlight to truly be happy. Our president, Donald Trump, is a perfect example of this. That motherfucker loves the spotlight. You go down to Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson. They love being in the spotlight. And you know why that means that much more for you? Because dog is the 11th sign and you're on the 11th life path. So for me, I would say go hard this year because the horse year comes once every 12 years. And you being a dog, you need to take full advantage of it. That would be my advice to you. As for 7 days, listen, if you're doing the wrong stuff on 7 days, you're going to get hit. Like, you should not be trying to make financial moves on 7 days. 7 is an intellectual number. 7 is every 7 day, if you're doing it right, you want to learn as much as possible. You want to be that sponge that absorbs as much as possible. In 7 days, learn to be by yourself. On 7 days, isolate yourself. Do not work out either. That's the number one day to get injured. So again, money, working out, no. Being an intellectual in 7 days, very, very positive. And as an 11, you should have positive 7 days. And if you're not, something's wrong. Because 7 and 11 go together like peanut butter and jelly. That's why you have a store called 7-Eleven all over the fucking world. Look at the 7, look at the 11. They both have the number Eve. They have Eve in the middle. EVN. It's right there every single time. All right. Let's wrap this up. I'm not in the mood to do these anymore. Is that the last one?
Last one.
All right. We're shutting down after this.
Jeffrey.
I don't need your money.
February
I don't.
96. Living my heaven on earth, in your perspective, how are my finances looking in the coming years?
You're cooked.
Damn.
You're cooked this year. Now, I'm not here to fucking tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to be fucking real with you. You try to chase that bag, you get married, you do anything of significance in your enemy year, you're fucked. I've said this many times. Now, if you want to plan ahead, 2028 is your year. Timing is the most important thing in life.
Yes.
There's nothing that supersedes timing. Napoleon was an emperor. He literally had Europe under his control. But see, he decided to plan the logistics to invade Russia in his enemy year, and he lost his empire because of it. He did it at the wrong time. You do anything right now, invest in the company, start a relationship, you're cooked. You have to wait. And I understand that's not what you want to do. No one wants to hear they got to wait. We're all impatient here, especially in the fucking internet age. Yeah. Everyone's impatient. But if you don't follow the system, you're going to get punished. Wait till the year's over. 2026 is going fast, brother. We're already in April. May's coming. And what Trump's doing out there, man, he's really, really shaking this world up. Next year is going to be tough, but just like in 1929 when the market crashed, we had a dead cat bounce in 1930. And then the real bad shit started in 1931. So 2028, that's your year to make your come up. Do what you need to do, brother.
All right, Dylan, where can I find you, brother?
Dylan.Latham on TikTok. Just Dylan Latham anywhere. It's spelled weird. It's DILLON Latham. You'll find me anywhere.
All right, Don, where can I find you?
YouTube, Twitter, DOMLUCRE.
Gary?
Man, if you know who the fuck I am by now, what the hell you been doing here, man? It is what it is, man. Listen. I'm a cocky son of a bitch. Because as much as Andrew Tate owned the internet in 2022, he will never come to the level of dominating the internet the way I dominate my space. Michael Jordan never dominated goddamn NBA the way I dominate my space, and that will never fucking change. So first of all, thanks for you for coming, brother. I hope I wasn't too hard on you. But you know what? This is probably going to be the only podcast where you had to defend yourself to the extent you did. And I got to tell you, bro, you did pretty well.
Thank you.
So congrats, brother.
Good stuff,
It's been a great show.
Right,
and
guys.
next time we go to Sunny Owl's location Thursday.
Peace.
Peace.